We are in a garage or garage-like space in the house. Not that anybody ever uses it as a garage. Seems like we're always parking our vehicles outside the garage, but the garage is there. And David playing some fun punk rock is wailing on the same beat to shit heavy bag that they've all had. Thing is practically more duct tape than canvas at this fucking point, but who's going to buy a new heavy bag? Problem being that when David plays his shit, it's fucking loud, and then what he's doing is loud. It's just a loud place.
Yeah, our Timmy is sitting there pretty much, probably just on the outside of the garage. She's got one of them classic like cassette tapes, Joel, that everybody listens to really. You can hear the Pixies just blaring out of it, probably at full volume as well, to the point where she's scratching down at something really idly.
You know what? All things considered, Featherlight's just gonna be that weird ass who pokes her head in, but not from the side. Not even from like out of the snow. From the top of the garage doorway. Like clinging to the roof, clinging to the wall, clinging to the door frame. Just pokes her head down. The hair is a giveaway.
Even David stops and just looks up like, how the fuck did you get up there?
Very carefully.
Fucking dangerous up there in the winter, man.
Not when you stick to walls.
David just lets that one go. He doesn't know what she's got going on.
You know what? Narratively, we'll just say she has the gift active. So she like, it's not fast. She's not like darting around like a fucking gecko or some shit. But she is clinging to the wall as she like slithers in through the top of the doorway and across the wall, and then lets go and kind of just gets down on her feet because it is fun to have a little bit of shock value, but eventually it wears off. You can't roll forever. You can't just coast on that. You do something really weird, then you promptly stop and pretend everything's normal. So he's at the punching bag, and where's our Timmy at?
She's probably sitting out in the grass, in the grass, like
He's in the snow.
Mm-hmm. She's not used to it. Because it doesn't snow on a Greek fucking island.
No, it does not. So she watches David for a couple moments. As I presume he'll eventually go back to kind of punching the bag.
Eventually.
What happens when the bag breaks?
He'll look very sad. Oh, that she actually asked him that, Jesus.
Yeah, she's actually asking him that.
I don't fucking know, man. Probably get another one. I'm trying to avoid it, but fuck, look at this thing.
And you do seem to have wrapped it entirely in duct tape.
Hey, look, duct tape, if it's good enough for... Duct tape's good enough.
There's the creep look out the doorway. Now doing the creep look outside and from a normal height. Because Artemi's just sitting in the snow. And that's cold. She's sitting in the snow. But why would she do that? It's cold. So it's just the creep look. What is our Timmy doing out there in the snow?
She is drawing little patterns into the snow with her knife.
Not even her finger, her knife.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, it hurts me. You'll eventually hear the cringe, cringe, cringe. So they're like, I'm slithering up.
Do you look over? I'll put in the side chat what she's writing. That's what it looks like, and this is what she'll say. It's that's below is the sound translation of the side of it.
What is she? Oh. Just blinks.
She'll look up. Spiti, it means home.
Oh. What a strange looking word.
It's Greek.
Slow tip. So many alphabets. So many.
Greek is one of the original languages.
It's hard enough to learn the words, and she just dramatically flops into the snow. Not on top of the word. She's not a dick. Not to her
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, Jesus, I was about to actually
No.
would have just fucking absolutely fucking
No,
smashed.
Fuck,
she's not that
Featherlight fucking flops on top of it. Here comes the Dragon Fist!
She's not that big a dick to our Timmy. Our Timmy is her sweet little child. She would never. No, she just flops dramatically in the snow alongside. Just blah.
The ancient Greek language, it traveled all along.
Hasn't.
I am Aegean Doric, so that's the dialect that my people speak. It's thicker. Naxos was in the center. It was close to the Isle of Thera, which was where they leans in according to the mythos. I don't know what it is about the Guru now at this stage. It's close to the Isle of Mira, but Thera is where they had the god chained underneath the sea.
And why did they chain a god?
Because it was quaking the earth.
That seems like a very good reason.
And the gods of Olympus thought it would be better. But then again, they are all fools, most of them. There was only a few that are worthy.
Did chaining the god work?
No, Thera is still here. But he used to be grander. And then it erupted.
So it didn't work.
No. They say the eruption of Thera changed many things. Of course, things were rebuilt.
Oh, I'm sure. That is what humankind does best.
But apparently the volcanic eruption at Thera was the greatest the world has ever seen.
Is it as big as the one that we drew on the map?
Bigger.
How many cairns were lost?
Who knows? It's frightening when you think about it, isn't it?
She's now
They say-
thoughtfully kind of scratching at her chin like,
The forgotten Isle of Mira was founded after that. to curb the worm's advances because of the eruption, but other islands just disappeared completely. And sometimes when we go diving or sometimes when we go exploring, we wander to the different islands and find the ruins of our people. From the time the Minoans, all the Mycenaeans, we were there. Even we found some silver fangs. House Wiseheart, I believe they're called. They are reduced far in power, the fall of the Roman Empire and all that. Particularly the Byzantines. That's why I thought initially our Ragabash could buy a new Silverfang, but I think her house is different. It's one of the American ones. I don't know them as well.
I don't
There's
know them
only
at all.
one American one.
The head tips back.
David is out in a sweatshirt. Steam riseth from him.
You have made a critical mistake.
Yes,
You look warm.
he is.
Featherlight is cold.
She might be.
She's gonna fix that.
David just looks down at his new backpack attachment.
Yeah, she gets up out of the snow finally, gives herself a shake, 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 shake. And comes walking over and with, for all the world, she has every right to do it. Essentially, walks up behind him and hooks her arms up around his shoulders and hoists herself up because he's made of worm right now. Dunk.
But Wormfoe. Wormfoe's the American one.
I thought House, what are they called? The ones that tried to make peace with everybody. I thought they were American.
Unbreakable hearts everywhere.
It was a struggling name. Silverfangs are Silverfangs. We only knew House Wiseheart. But they have been majorly in decline.
If they're ones that are meant completely to make peace, they have a lot of work still to do. They should spread further.
House Wiseheart was more secretive. We interacted only barely, and even then it was more diplomatic. Mainly the Athenian congregate.
Which city were we in last night, David? Pokes the back of his head.
This is an inside the house conversation. Artemi, you will want to join me for this inside the house conversation.
You went to a city?
We did. Things happened.
Descriptive. She's still scratching in the snow.
Not outside where the old man might hear us.
I had lulls.
I like him.
I went because I wanted to feed the coyotes.
Which I believe you succeeded in.
Oh, I got a lot of attention. I apologize for nothing.
As always.
She does drop off him as he starts puttering around because, if she stays on too long, he's sweaty and,
Oh, yeah, it's sad.
Which
means it's sad,
gets up I have to go inside now. I'm having so much fun. No! Walks in.
David walks in, which thankfully now he can walk in before that moment where cold meets wet. The real fun begins.
Featherlight will, on our way in, especially with our Timmy making pouty faces, scoops up a fistful of snow, packs it, very, with a weird attention to detail into a very tidy ball. And then as they're about to go and hands it to her, there's your snow. You can take this with you. The logic here is lacking, but it seemed like a nice gesture at the time.
Timmy just pats Featherlight in the head like it's not the same, buddy, and just kind of walks in.
Fuck it, I'll take it. And David starts eating the snowball.
There's a vaguely perturbed look meh, because it's not what she expected to happen. She comes inside, does the shake, shake, shake again.
Jacqueline!
What?
Team meeting.
Okay. Jacqueline will flop herself off the couch, shuffle off to get herself a cup of coffee.
I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called, but I know there's some sort of like spiced cocoa something or another that is decidedly the Mexican persuasion that is probably in a massive pot on the stove. It's one of the only things Featherlight seems to know how to make. Probably because she would drink it by the gallon given half the chance. She just
I
straight
know.
dips a mug in it.
I know what you're talking about, but also I'm blanking on the name.
I cannot remember for the life of me.
Festive wintertime beverage.
It's like a spiced cocoa. It's delicious.
As I said,
Cinnamon and stuff.
festive wintertime beverage. David has acquired his own festive wintertime beverage. Or Timmy can smell it. It's mulled wine.
Jacqueline
Funny.
has hot coffee to wake her up and put her in a better mood.
David's drink has much the same purpose. He begins drinking again. It's not even 10. Okay, so we had a fun visitor here at the house. Timmy, do you remember Bootlaces?
Who the fuck is that?
It's our keeper of the land. He's constantly stoned out of his mind.
And why is he the keeper of the land?
Because apparently he works well high, I guess. Either way, he ceremoniously passed out in our driveway. So
Passed
I
out
brought him in here.
Passed out in our driveway.
Yeah, he drove me home from
technically,
work.
Next time you drive the vehicle, Jacqueline. Either way, I drug him in here.
You drug him in here? I carried his ass in here.
Timmy just rubs her face. I really don't care which one of you dragged him in here.
It's not fucking material to the conversation. What is material to the conversation, however, is what I learned about Jacqueline's new place of employment.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, before we get to that, why is the keeper of the land passing out in our driveway and everything's acting like it's okay?
Look,
because there's not much I can do about it right now, Timmy.
He's a foreigner, same as you.
Look, as far as I can tell, he drove me home. He sat down in our driveway, lit up an incredibly strong joint,
That's
and passed out.
I thought he was in the car the whole time.
Timmy just rubs her face.
It doesn't matter.
Not an excuse for him to pass out in our technically territory outside of Sept, which is outside his purview, isn't it?
Even if he is bringing one of us home and doing us a favor in the process.
But still passing out in our driveway.
Oh, it is foolish. But unless you want the job, there is not much to be done about it.
That's like, just shakes her head like, ugh.
Tell one of the Ragabashes or Galliard.
If you want to stir shit up, I won't stop you. However, his stupor is useful to me.
Oh, she just shakes her head, rubbing her face like, okay. It's not about stirring shit, it's about actually getting things in line. If he's too incompetent to actually do his job and not be stoned off his mind half the time.
Stupor meaning that when he is high, he is easy to get information out of that would otherwise be held back from us, like the other information that we have had to pry.
And he's also
from ranking members of Sept.
He's also able to give information about us like it's cool too.
Artemi does
Yeah.
have a point.
He now will have probably told whoever is probably trying to curb us knowing where we live. How many of us are there? How many of us are doing what? Who's doing where? How many people are at home? For all you know, he could have told them anything in his stupor.
This was meant to be a starting point for
It
the
is
story.
it's a starting point. I don't like drugged people in my time. My pack
Then
has
go cut his mule head off, Artemi, for all I fucking care. Put it on a pike.
like a head tilt.
This is not the fucking point of this discussion.
Okay. Okay.
The beta of the sept has a cousin, younger cousin, up in Pueblo. She set Jacqueline up to watch out for him. What she failed to tell us, I managed to wring out of bootlaces, is there's also I shit you not, purebred black spiral dancer kinfolk in the same bar. The Alpha, the former Alpha, knew about it for his untimely death. Current Alpha probably knows about it given they were in the same pack. I wouldn't be surprised if the current Beta knows too. Best we can piece together, it's a canary in the coal mine situation. They're leaving him out there to see who shows up. Which is probably why they stuck Jacqueline there and not me, because I would have gotten very inquisitive about this a lot earlier. And as we discovered the other night, they are under pressure, but ironically, all signs point to vampires.
Leeches. I see.
Yes, in the sewer. There's a pause, a brief brown it, glance over to David. And there was the one in the suit when we first got there. Oh god. Bob ruined everything. That's it. We all have to riot. I'm really just waiting for him to load back in. There we go.
Really my fault. I am so sorry.
Yeah. She does look over. The one in the suit. I don't know what he was, but he was heavily tainted. The one coming out as we drove up.
Is that so?
Yes. That is so.
That's good to know.
Is he someone you have seen before?
No.
She deflates slightly, like, oh.
No, I intend to try and get some information about that from Hector when he is no longer in the hospital with a broken jaw.
Ah, but yes. That kinfolk is clean. The bar is now clean. The sewer is filthy.
Unsurprising.
Spiritually. Looks over, scrunches.
Also unsurprising.
All the same, yes, there were men. What? You said?
Couple of nobodies. One of them was only 3 weeks out of jail.
Like, gestures over to Artemi, like, tell her the whole thing.
They've been brought there to rob the place. They've been paid to rob the place. Burn all the money out front. Kind of sounded like a weird protection racket kind of thing. I paid off the bar, and I let the surviving one do it and get out of town. I want to see how these guys react when they think they're winning.
You let him rob the place.
I replaced the money.
Is anyone hurt?
Not especially.
Oh, one of the men who attacked the place did die.
I'm not talking about that. Inside the bar itself.
Hmm.
Earlier altercation didn't have anything to do with the guys trying to rob the joint. Managed to lay, what was his name? Hector?
Yes.
Lay Hector up in the hospital. It's a rough joint.
Who's Hector?
My boss.
Is he a kinfolk?
Yes.
I assume the man who laid him out is no longer breathing.
I don't know.
Blink.
Pretty sure that's the one Joker bashed his brains in with that ball bat.
That's likely to be the case.
You. Okay.
I was not working when this incident happened. I was called in to help deal with it because Joker
You were called
could
in
not
to deal with
handle
the
it on
next
his own.
fight
Yes.
because someone was taken to the hospital after the previous fight.
Again, I don't know who Joker is. I'm getting
Isn't
named.
he the canary?
Yeah, he's the canary.
He is the kinfolk canary, the one that if there are spirals in that city, or even a nearby city, they will come looking for him first, making it
So-
very easy to tell if they ever come into the area.
So the spiral can laid out who. I am trying to follow this and it is getting
I
frustrating.
believe the man who broke Hector's jaw. He works with Hector at the bar.
I see.
There's finally the firm nod of like, yes, I did good.
I went and looked it up. Hernando is the guy with the broken jaw, not Hector.
Jesus Lord. Okay.
Pour out her to me because like it is a full moon. She just flips the table. I'm going outside. This is getting too agitating for me. Flips the chair over. Just pushes it. You know what I mean? Doesn't even realize she's that angry. She just pushes it. I'm going outside. This is just Mickey Mouse fucking just walking out.
That was an out of character correction.
Oh no, she's just getting frustrated anyway because everyone's saying different names to her anyway. She's just getting angry.
Perhaps we should tell her what happened later.
Whatever.
She's got like 3 different stories at once, so she's just like, "Oh, which is it?" You know what I mean? So she just takes a minute.
Yeah, the last you see of Dave is him walking up the stairs, just upending the bottle into his face.
The light remains on her bench, perched, drinking the coffee, giving it the token 5 minutes to see if Artemi is truly angry, or she does that thing where after a certain number of minutes, she comes back in and puts the table back and says she's sorry. There's no telling which level of angry Artemi is, because at first blush, it's all just angry Artemi.
She comes back in and sits at the table. She doesn't apologize.
Would you like me to do the version of the story that is streamlined?
Sure. Before we all end up yelling at each other.
We were called in to help this Joker, one of the kinfolk, at the bar that Jacqueline works at already, because her boss was hurt and in the hospital and they had a fight. So we went, all of us, out there. The two Aruns handled the fight. The Ragabash, she kind of wobbles a hand, helped and kept an eye out. I disarmed them of their guns and then went to the other side to do what I do better. In the end, they had, scratches her chin, been paid to rob the place. I don't know by who, but David did say something about these people being very dangerous. There was meant to be a stash of money that they were given. I guided the Ragabash to go look for it. She did not find the money. She found the man who David sent to retrieve the money dead in the sewer. His face racked with terror, and there was quite the respectably sized fearbane hovering above the sewer plate. All the same, the attack was stopped. One of the men who attacked the bar was killed in the sewer. One of the men who attacked the bar, she kind of taps her chin, looks at Jacqueline. What did happen to the third one? One David spoke to. That was very interesting.
Uh, we sent him away.
She gives a shrug. All the same, David did seem to have a considerably lengthy talk with the one that I believe must have been in charge, otherwise David would not have bothered.
He did.
And he has left the area, but is staying in contact for want of his own health. All we know is that someone with a lot of money that the people on the street are scared of has asked these men to attack this kinfolk bar. You don't know why. We did not see the men who paid them to do it, unless it was the man with the suit, in which case it is someone very orb-tainted, but I do not know that for sure. I just know that he was leaving the bar while the fight was happening. He did not look as if he fitted the area. He was dressed strong, very expensive, very clean, very straight lines, but very, very worm-tainted. And so we settled up at the bar. It was closed, it was cleansed, and along the way home I managed to track down where some of the coyote cries have come from, and offered chiminage to Coyote by feeding his children. Which town is the bar in, Jacqueline?
Pueblo West.
There. And your boss is what kind of kinfolk?
Octana.
There. So that is the long and short of what happened last night. And there's elk in the freezer in the basement. Sage nod.
Just a nod.
But there are certainly vampires in Pueblo West, and they're probably using the sewers to get about.
It does seem that way. The sewer gate was open when I went for my interview, and mentioned it to Hernando. He said it had been an issue in the past, but not for a while. And my co-worker, who was also kinfolk, was able to elaborate on that for me. There have been problems with people using the sewer to get around places down the line. That seems to be less of an issue now. I assume because there is something in the sewer eating them. Or at least killing them. Like that Bane you mentioned.
There's a blank. The vein did not stretch across the gauntlet to kill the man. He was drained of blood. Remember. He died in fear. It attracted a fear spirit, or fed one that was already there. You was not scared to death. The eyebrows kind of pop up like, ooh.
Jacqueline nods. All right.
If we're going to report to the Wormfo, we need to learn how to get our stories straight.
You do.
Because the Wormfo's a fucking ragabash. He'll pick us apart.
There's kind of the bleh expression because, yeah, that is exactly what will happen. Timmy is correct.
As much as I don't think he will, it's in his auspice duty. So he probably will. And snapping at me is not going to help either. She just picks up the blade. I'm going to go train.
Yeah, the eyes kind of sway after our Timmy. She goes. The light licks her lips. Glances over to Jacqueline. Would you like to swim out too before I leave? After all, 2 of 3 Aruns have stormed. She doesn't even blame them. It's a fucking full moon. She just
No.
figures if something's going to go off, she might as well give it the extra little poke and see if it's going to go ahead and go.
I am not of a particular mind to. No, I would prefer some quiet time to myself, though.
That does sound like a fine idea. I am going to go see if David has drunk the entire bottle already. I will be right back. Or, well, I will be back. You go to your quiet place. Makes a chewing motion. Slithers up the stairs.
No, he's up there. He is swiveling in his swivel chair. He's being that guy.
Just in circles?
Yeah. And trying to drink with the force of the swivel. It's a gentle science.
I feel like that's almost counterintuitive because wouldn't swiveling around not get further outwards and away down the end of the bottle?
Don't you try to explain that to him.
Yeah, there's just the crane of the head around the door, like, what the
Mm. What?
You seem less angry. This is ideal.
What do you want?
I want to see if you are breaking holes in the house.
No, that is expensive.
That is what I'm told.
I mean, I don't feel like fucking patching drywall. That's assuming I don't have to replace like the whole sheet. I don't have to redo the fucking wallpaper. Be a pain in my dick.
Blink, blink.
So what?
I told her to me all the important parts.
Great. I imagine she disapproves.
Why would she disapprove?
Just
You handled a threat to the kinfolk.
we staved off the beginning. And frankly, whoever got assigned to Pueblo West are a bunch of chuckle fucks. We should not have had to come up there and clean their mess up. The bar was infested with banes. Those kinfolk are suffering a push from probably vampires. Dude's in the hospital. And they what? Assigned one of us. Not the pack that's assigned to Pueblo West. One of us up there part-time. You know, to get murdered horribly in case a BSD pack actually does show up.
She stays by the door, idly, like, picking her fingers on the door frame. Fingernails, click, click, click. Well, this is a very valid point. Perhaps we should see who is assigned to Pueblo West.
Probably somebody sucking the worm folks' cock for all I care. Nobody
Well,
could
if
get
they
away with
can't
fucking
handle
up this
their
big.
business, that would
Then
be
they need to be dealt with.
Yes, they do. The Banes are a matter of proximity. They will eventually gravitate back in. It is in a city. And it is a place full of people who are unhappy and go there to drink. It will attract things. It should be cleansed regularly if it has kinfolk in it. But yes, we should look into who is assigned to Pueblo West.
Speaking of fucking problems, I think.
Stairs.
Because honestly, this report keeps getting fucking bigger and bigger.
It does. That is a good thing. It means that we have been productive. If the report were short or empty, it would mean that we were sitting on our hands. We don't want that.
True enough. Speaking of fuck ups in Pueblo West, I am bothered that the homeless shelter, which is also in Pueblo, got passed off to us. What actual work are the people up there fucking doing?
Is there someone assigned to Pueblo West?
That's the idea I was given because of we're pulling two cities.
You would hope it would mean it's because the others are also pulling two cities.
No one would fucking hope, wouldn't they?
Now, if there was no one else assigned, it would make a certain amount of sense. So perhaps we look into it.
Yeah, perhaps we do.
Excellent idea.
David downs the rest of the bottle.
Hmm.
Oh, there goes that.
Yes, there goes that.
Fucking fuck.
I'm sure there will be more.
Yeah, I'm just too lazy to go down and get another one. It's like 5.
Well, seeing as you are the one who's going to check into Pueblo West, I suppose I can at least be so kind as to go get you another bottle.
I don't need to get any drunker than I am right now.
Idle smirk.
Need to think.
Perhaps a bottle of fun was not the best way to start.
Yeah, I'm aware.
There's like,
Is there anything else?
no, I'm leaving.
All right.
Wait! Slithers down the stairs. Slithers out the door.
Mm, While you're slithering down the stairs, you probably notice Jacqueline has disappeared. I don't know if you're going out back or out front. But Jacqueline is in her sweats on the deck, doing stretches, warming up, like she's gonna go for a run.
Take a pause, peer at the window, squint. Continue tunneling out the other door. Go scamper after her, Timmy. Gotta go find the other angry.
Well, Timmy's not really. I wouldn't say she's like losing it or having a temper tantrum. No, it's just disciplined training. burn the range off as productive as you can. That way, if you do get angry, you are not cycling into a frenzy. That is blatantly what you can tell she is doing. Productive, efficient discipline.
Yep.
She doesn't look angry. She's doing it. She's just whirling and, tossing the sword, the blade this way. Probably even practice with her bow. It's just move left, move right, this way, that way, this way, that way.
You know what? Just for funsies, she'll glance over and eyeball. But Artemia is not like proper spilling over angry. She's just
Nope.
handling her shit.
Yep.
So what Featherlight will do is go around to the far side of her barn from the neighbor's house so that he can't see her literally just get going up the wall because that thing stays active for a scene. And she goes up and, while Artemi's doing her thing, she gets the kind of comical background action of Featherlight kind of trying to kick snow off the roof of the barn, like, get the
Just eventually stop and just look up.
pause.
What are you doing?
Roofs collapse when there's too much snow.
Oh.
And it keeps snowing. She says as she grumpily bats at some more snow. She keeps trying to play the tactic of if I smack a bit up here, maybe it'll shake loose some and a whole bunch will slide off, and she's not doing a good job of it. She's trying though.
I do notice it does that.
I do not want the barn roof to collapse. Scooch, scooch. Bat, 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 bat.
No, it makes sense.
I feel like this should not be this hard. Maybe I'm getting it wrong.
Probably should use an actual, brush. One of the big things so you can brush the snow off and drove. Like a shovel.
There's kind of a thoughtful pout as she glances back towards the edge of the roof, kind of climbing up with 3 arms would be hard.
Or just strap the shovel to your back and just climb up that way. And just don't be a bitch about it. Smirking.
There's a squint. She
It's
reaches out for some of the snow and just drags it closer. Starts does the straight up cat style direct eye contact while trying to pat the thing into a bit of a ball.
I mean, you can throw it at me. Just, I'm faster than you.
She swats it off the roof in her rough general direction. It's obviously not a proper attempt to hit her with it. Just kind of the oh.
Or Timmy would just, sheathe the fucking short sword and just walk over, roll up some snow, and I'll make a dex athletics check. Fuck it.
Throws a snow boulder half the size of Featherlight.
Yeah. 2 successes, just woof! It just catches, it won't, it's not direct hit, it's not aiming. So just, bits of snow pass by your face.
It's one of those things where it probably smacks the roof, right in front of her, and she just gets showered in it. It's just kind of the... You know what? Let me do a save to see if she manages to actually keep herself up there.
I was about to do something anyway.
Oh, do it.
Artemia will drop a rage and run.
Oh.
And jump.
Oh.
I'll put it to fate.
Yeah, the hard part is sticking to the roof.
I'll put it to fate. She gets 1 success. But Featherlight feels it, just whoop. She's not all the way up, but you just see the hand just
boom. If she wasn't going to fall over already, she just slides down the snow on the opposite side, uses it as a fucking slide, whoo! And for God help, anyone who has window access or is about to run out in the front yard will see this dopey shit of Artemia charges the barn roof and Featherlight kind of does the blah and slides down the other side.
It's the fucking whumping and screaming that draws David out. The like David is like loosely carrying a pistol, and then sees that this isn't like something worthy of a pistol. So now he's just like an idiot who brought a gun to a snowball fight.
That pops back up out of the snow after a bunch of it like sluices off the side of the roof after her. Just kind of
Or to be doing that slow push up onto the roof.
What?
Yeah, there's a couple of seconds. She doesn't totally not notice David, but she's just taking a couple of steps on the roof, like those slow, like bum bum, bum
Yep.
bum.
Oh, don't slide.
Hang on, I'll put on the music and everything. This is out at this time. So.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
You know that fucking Jurassic Park Velociraptor scene in the kitchen, essentially?
Yes.
Yeah. She, like, you see Arsene slowly creep up above Featherlight. I'll even roll Dex down. Fuck it.
Do it.
Timmy's actually pretty terrifying, thanks to Adder with still. See? 1, 2, 3, 4.
You know what? Let's make this the best show ever. All right. Let's see. Need to be in the right place to roll. And looking at the right shit. Remind me what Adder gives us again?
+2 stealth.
Hilarious. So
There you go.
And two
There's
hellacious gifts.
there's the music.
Like we just get with her limb. It's scary. Yeah, 2 hellacious gifts and then 2 stealth.
hilariously, only 2 for me on the stealth. But like Dave still gets to watch as from one side, Artemi's like proper ninja style, like sleuthing it up the side of the roof. On the other end, Featherlight is reaching out, and once she manages to make contact with the edge of the roof, is doing that weird gecko shit again and trying to kind of slither up. And she doesn't have as much like practiced grace with it. She's just struggling with the ice and the slippery, even with the gecko fingers. And is just trying to like creep up, but Artemi got a serious advantage going, and David is just he's at this perfect vantage where he can just see this tragedy about to strike.
Yeah, at this point, David has long put the gun away. Like didn't warrant a firearm.
Oh yeah. Artem would even be a bull girl in that way, pulse the prey. So I can feel your heart beating, Featherlight.
Creeper.
You know, slow, careful steps above Featherlight. David sees that she's just right above there. She's positioned herself. As Featherlight's doing that slow, like, I'm going to lean out and see if the predator does not spot me.
Featherlight is like doing the slow creep up the side of the roof, but she's like belly down to it, so flat. Is Jacqueline just off on her run? Is she missing all this?
No, I'm gonna say Jacqueline has stopped her stretching now and is just watching all this happen with a little bit of amusement and what the fuck even is happening right now?
And eventually,
Yeah, she gets like right to where she's about to crest it and will spot Artemi.
will you?
Yeah, it's the slow, creepy creep slink up. As soon as she gets to the crest of the roof, though, she's gonna start snapping a look around.
Oh, when you get to the so crest roof, guess who's right in front of you? That's where she was going. With my horse style, so you just, pop your head up and hello, Featherlight.
There's an undignified squawk and scamper back, and let's see if she can recover or she slides off the roof again. Fucking snare! Her Dex Athletics is not the best. It's kind of beautiful. Oh, she actually did pretty good. She like reels back and starts to slide, but manages to plant her hands down and kind of suction cup back on, like dunk. Oh, but the eyes, Artemi, her eyes got so big for a second. She's not used to being the one startled.
And Timmy just like smiles, like, heh, heh, heh. You know, I did discover something about Snow Featherlight. It's very unstable. She lifts up her big foot.
There's the no.
Doof,
Launches
yeah,
up
but
to
with the
grab
foot-
the crest of the roof.
Yeah, she brings her foot down, some snow like bumps into Featherlight.
Oh yeah. I mean, on the bright side, we're achieving the goal here. I vote we both make athletics rolls to see if we slide
Yep.
off the roof.
Artemi goes.
See if she goes this time. Oh god, she barely hangs on. She starts skidding with a sheet of snow, and it's like, no, stunk. Ah, ah.
Where is she? Where is she?
And she like smacks her hands down, stops sliding, and just starts whipping her head around, like, where's she at?
I'll make her a stealth roll.
Starts slithering up on top of the roof again, like, ugh.
I'll make
I
her
need
a
a
stealth roll
advantage.
since I'm underneath the roof. I'll make an stealth roll. Fuck it. We'll play one more round of this game.
It's fine.
It's one success. Artemi's height, man. She's hard. She's too big. She's too tall.
And I just like clambers up to the top, like, ha, vantage point. Starts peering around.
No, you can see she's too tall. I'll pull it out.
Squints.
Then, Artemi goes, fuck it. Just does the run again.
Like,
Come
she
here.
says, about time she's like, fuck it, starts to do it. Featherlight's like all stretched out because she was going to smack some of the snow to send it's just leading down the roof again, like on top of her.
Look at that roll for that jump, Katie.
Oh no, what have you done? Oh dear.
With 4 successes at diff 8.
4 success. It's a very good thing this is a sturdy little barn and we're in Hamid.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I imagine as you slide the snow, Artemi just jumps and fucking Featherlight's like, oh my god! She just lands like boom in front of Featherlight.
It just looks up
You
and
ever see Jurassic
up.
Park?
Huh?
You ever see Jurassic Park, Featherlight? It's like the big movie. It's about dinosaurs and stuff. It's really cool.
No?
But like the raptors can like jump. So I've been like practicing to see if I could do it.
I went to see the movie.
No.
But just like, she looks so taken aback.
It's my thing. You can't.
The
have
most
that.
offended thing that Featherlight, the most offended Featherlight has ever looked in her life. Just like,
It's my move. It's my move.
I cannot watch the movie?
No, you can. We'll watch it later, but you're not caught up in the jump.
Squids.
Squid's back.
You should talk to one of the Wolfborn. Would get very good at it very quickly.
No, it's not about using a supernatural gift to jump higher. That's cheating.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, don't tell them that.
I wouldn't. I'm not stupid. It's still cheating, though. It's not actually practicing your abilities. It's just allowing yourself to be better using Gaia's gifts, which is perfectly fine. But Gaia also intends us for it to be stronger. So I practice jumping.
I would have to see these velo things to judge the quality of your drops. Sticks her tongue out. And finally, she stops the face off. She does scamper around to the other end of the roof, and at this point, unaware that the other two are staring, just launches herself onto part of the side of the roof so that she and the snow will just sheet down off the edge. It's just easier to use her entire body. Just slides. Pet, 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 snow.
Hmm.
It's almost playful, almost innocent. Pops back up out of the snow. I wish to see the dinosaurs.
We'll look at them later. I'm not in the mood to watch movies. Like skids down, probably lands a bit rough in the snow, like, eh.
The sulk. Or Timmy the sulk.
You go and do your theory thing. It's a full moon. I don't like being indoors when it's a full moon. It gets me nervous.
Very well. I will check on a few things inside and make sure the cold hasn't damaged them. And she just flings open the barn. She doesn't really have it heated per se, which is why she's been staying in the house. So just leave it open so that at least in this case, if our Timmy does end up deciding to poke her head in, there's it's like barn doors. It's practically a wall open. So it might not feel as weird and confining, but there's no telling.
Does your moon affect you like this?
Yes. I'm quicker to anger.
No, but does it make you... I don't
Pokes
know.
her head out. Does
I
it
don't
make
know.
me what?
I just feel it. You know? It's like it just burns across my body all the time.
You are in a room. It is the hardest time to hold one's temper. And on top of that, it is your moon, making it even harder.
Just little things that normally I'd be relaxed towards. Just sting.
Yes, it is normal. I should have perhaps taken this into account before I asked for David to tell you the story.
I'm used to Shadow Lords being hostile towards me.
David is not hostile.
Just kind of raises that eyebrow of, uh-huh. You know what I mean? And she like picks up
David
something.
is frustrated because you latched on to an insignificant note at the beginning of the story that was about something else.
Not insignificant.
Well, not on its own right, no.
And I'd appreciate if my ideas weren't considered, my opinions were considered insignificant.
Your opinion is not insignificant, but in the tale that was being told, it was merely the starting point. It is something that does merit further attention. Nobody is saying you were wrong. But it was meant to be the beginning, and you are both runes.
Like I said, I am not used to Shadow Lords snapping off at me. It's not the first time, and it won't be the last. Thankfully, I'm not my sister, so I don't react with hostility. People get angry.
You want to be alone?
She gives a shrug. I can't listen to music from home, otherwise, well, this would be tragic. So I have to sit outside.
I had tips.
I have a thing. If I hear music from home, I can't change.
In this case, would that not be convenient?
No, it's a dangerous habit that I don't wish to indulge.
There's a shrug of acceptance.
If I start accepting it now, I'll want to accept it all the time.
Very well. Hmm.
Are you wanting to ask me something? She kind of gives this eyebrow raise.
I'm always wanting to ask something. Always, always, always. A shrug is a very non-committal answer. Do you want to be alone? Do you want company?
Most people don't try and beam company during a full moon, so I don't know what that's like. So I can't really answer properly.
The eyeballs are how I know snow is new and novel for it to me, but eventually novelty will become fuck it's cold outside.
It's cold. It's fucking cold.
Is she
This
dressed
girl is-
for it properly?
She is and she isn't. This is a girl from the Mediterranean. She is dressed to go for treks in the snow, do all that, but long term, a poor girl's going to be cold within probably by the end of the night.
How long are you going to stay outside?
I don't know. Usually till the stops feeling like something's about to claw out the back of my brain.
There's a point towards the barn. Is this too closed?
Yes.
Hmm.
It's not that I don't not like close spaces. It's just
Normally. Oh. But when you feel as though you're about to explode out of your skin, perhaps you do not like small surroundings.
no, considering how. Yeah, no.
One moment. As she finally goes to slide inside the barn, collects up some of her blankets and stuff, which admittedly are going to be cold right now, but will not be forever. And considering the two of them just played the fuck around in the snow, they'll probably end up damp, so. Blankets!
Well, D'Artagnan, you'll see her coming out with the fucking blanket. She's like, no.
The head tips.
Kind of Black Fury, if I'm not managing in the wild.
That is like saying you should not wear a jacket and you should do it on your own.
Well, I'm wearing a jacket. Defensive pull.
Exactly. So why not wear this? If you are still cold.
No, I'm fine.
The squint of the I know you're just being difficult, but there's not much I can do about it while you're like this squint.
I'm fine. It's, like I said, Black Fury, wild. Bleh.
Yes. Hmm.
The exact stubborn noise she makes with it.
Just pretend that the two of them together make a bigger coat. She grins and, at least tries to give it a little dangle. Like, come on. You wanna.
No, I'm fine. Fine.
Well, then I suppose I will just carry it.
Very well. You carry it. It's that stubborn. I'm totally not giving in to your bullshit.
No. Featherlight just starts following her around with one blanket up around her shoulders, all cocooned like a dumbass. marching along after Artemi with another one like curled up in her arms. Because sooner or later, Artemi's going to admit she's cold. She can wait.
It happens after an hour. She yanks it off you, doesn't say anything, just wraps it around herself, glaring at you like you better not fucking say anything. It is literally that glare, you know what I mean? You better not fucking say anything. I swear to Jesus. I won't even hit you. I'll just stare at you. I won't even hit you because I'll feel bad after hitting you. So I'll just look at you. That's
Reaches over, snatches it, and Featherlight immediately looks away like, oh, what's that? Just,
That's literally the monologue you get. I won't even hit you because I'll feel bad about hitting you. I'll just look at you. And you know what? I'll just keep looking at you. Even when we're eating, I'll just fucking won't take my eyes off you. And then we'll see. We'll see. She wraps it back around herself and starts walking ahead.
fucking Jacqueline finally gets back from her jog, and the two of them are puttering around with blankets.
It's still a, okay. Now they're sitting on the roof with blankets.
Now they're putting her around the yard. I'm not sure where they're going, but apparently not inside anything ever.
Nope. I think he's just lapping around the ground itself.
Would someone like to tell me what is the gist of the scene as I deliver the good news?
Let's see. We've got David in the house. Only one wine bottle in, and after actually at this point it's been like an hour. He's probably pretty solid. Jacqueline just coming back from a run, and Featherlight and Artemi proceeded to act like idiots in the snow for a prolonged period of time, and have since then been puttering around outside for a good hour. To the point where, they may be dressed for the cold, but Featherlight ended up snatching blankets out of the barn, and the two of them are puttering around in little blanket cocoons.
Okay. So it's at this time that David's favorite thing in the world happens. Ring, ring, ring.
David racks the slide of his pistol and goes downstairs. He picks up the phone.
Hello,
Yeah.
Mr. Bukowski.
Yeah.
This is Jack.
All right.
I want you to call me back at the number that is on your beeper. You should have found it in your mailbox last night. It is a secure line.
Got it.
And he hangs up.
David hangs up the phone, stretches a little bit, points the gun at the phone no less than twice, weighing his options. Calls the alternative number.
And by the way, what you did receive, it's a brand new spanking fucking beeper.
That is pretty sick.
You call him back. This Mr. Bukowski.
Right.
I have good news.
Yes.
You and your pack are invited to celebrate a party that is coming up tonight. Bear's Fang Pack being led, well, I say Bear's Fang Pack. Bootlaces, Angus, and I'm trying to remember the last one. Sorry. Where's the last one? Come on. Shit, fuck, it doesn't matter. Bootlaces, Angus, and Hasea Twiceborn took down a rather lengthy creature last night, and we're celebrating because of it. And I have some information to delve out, and I'm only doing it once.
Understood. I'll round everybody else up.
Please do. Do you need a ride?
No, we have the truck.
Good deal. And
All right.
he hangs up.
And David hangs up, goes up to Glabro because he's not sober enough to drive just yet.
So alcohol processing is a little weird in comparison to damage.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say it speeds up your metabolism. I'm going to say effectively you power through what an hour would do in about 5 to 10 minutes.
Excellent. When he's done with that, he puts on some better clothes and then comes back out. All right, everybody, gather up. Where's Jacqueline?
Jacqueline Jacqueline is in the kitchen with some of that spicy hot chocolate. Not 10-point Featherlight had earlier. She'll turn to David. I believe the other two are on the roof still.
Get a shower and get dressed. We're going on sept.
Oh, shit. All right. Jacqueline takes the hot chocolate and heads upstairs.
David walks out to where he can see the two on the roof.
I think they're just walking around in the yard. I don't know why
Oh,
they keep
really?
deciding we're back on the roof.
I mean, the roof's pretty happening place. Yeah, David will find them.
It ain't hard. They're two little blanket burritos puttering around the yard. Maybe sat on the
Orders
porch.
just
I don't
came
know.
down. We're going back to sept.
Cool.
All right. Meet me at the truck.
Yeah, cool.
So, you guys, unless you have something specific you want to make sure you grab or whatnot,
Meh.
are able to, get there relatively easy. It's during the day still. The snow has been, salted over. The roads are clear enough. Ain't got to worry too much. And when you get close enough to the sept, the familiar face of Blacktooth will see you all there, almost as like he was expecting you. Because, I mean, fuck it, it's Blacktooth. He's kind of weird. Where else is he going to fucking go?
Yes.
With his big ass horn self. Oh, the bastards are here. Welcome. Hope you're hungry.
We'll manage.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's worthy of a feast. I think that Steel Calligraphy even got a couple of Inglings in the food this time.
Perks up.
Yeah, we'll see what that does.
Yeah, come on. We're going in the communal house.
All right.
Most everyone's there except for the Guardians and Ghost Eater. It was weird though. She actually took Homid form to eat today.
Yeah. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
And he'll just lead you, to the bond proper, then go back on his patrol. When you get there, near the outside, there is that lovely poison plant area that, despite the cold and despite all the snow, is thriving. I mean, like, it looks like it's in a greenhouse.
Longing looks are shed.
You can, and I'm going to say, even in your Homid forms, if you're in Homid forms, the smell of freaking roasted meat permeates. You smell roasted meat, you smell pizza, you smell... Is that... No, it can't be. It smells like freaking street tacos. And you can see what appears to be a stranger on sept. As this individual is going to be on the outside of the communal house, has a plate of pizza. And I do want to make one note that I didn't have time to edit this photo with. This individual has striking blue eyes.
All right. And David will see that, and then he'll look to the rest of his pack. This is one part celebration, one part informal mood. I'm expecting the alpha to put out whatever he said he was going to put out. So keep your ears sharp, but otherwise fill yourselves up.
The individual will notice you approaching and nod to each of you in turn, but doesn't volunteer anything.
Any purebred?
Let me see. Did I mark anything just yet? No, because I have not made his sheet yet. I'm going to go ahead and add it now. Yeah, he has a minor amount of purebred. I'm going to say probably the equivalent of purebred 2. And it's Get a Fenris.
Huh. That is interesting.
And oh god, you look at someone like Sounds Like Thunder, who is, about as, native as one can be within the world. No, this man looks like he came from the windigoest place there is.
That looks like somebody's dirty little secret walking around if he looks that native with that pure breed.
He just has the blue eyes.
Yeah, not gonna lie, Featherlight gets, a little bit of a hint, a little bit of a sniff, and I mean he's not volunteering, so she's not either. But she will totally slither in oh no. That's bad juju right there. And just nope.
As you slither past him, he's going to kind of look at each of you in turn, almost size you up. Kind of get a half-cocked smile. There's plenty of food in there. Hope you brought an appetite. Wait, no, let me actually do that closer to what his voice would really sound like. I hope you're hungry. There's plenty of food inside.
David just fucking stops.
I even brought some pizza, don't you know?
I do now.
Yeah.
Takes a slice. Thanks. It's walks in, like,
They've even got this
man.
thing called stuffed crust now. It's brand new.
Jimmy's like, what a pleasant individual.
Damn it, Timmy!
A flaw for the win.
Featherlight just nopes into that building so hard, so fast.
David just it stopped him, but he just nods like, okay. Oh, I don't know what happened with my life.
Jacqueline kind of gives him the same look in her picture right here as she walks in.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. Inside, instead of Mary manning her usual position, and I want to add, there are no kinfolk in here that you recognize. You instead will find Lena there, taking up her usual mantle of divvying out food, and she looks oddly relaxed for her. Lena's not the most, I'm going to say wired person there is, but usually she's got a little bit more than normal than what she has right this minute.
Jimmy's like, oh, look, everybody's happy. Things are going well. There's food. I'm just going to sit here and nobody's being grumpy towards each other. Perfect. I'm just going to plonk right here. Excellent.
She'll kind of wave to you guys as you come in, and she's got this gnarled looking wooden spoon that she's stirring some kind of concoction with that's redder than blood, but it's got oil bits in it. And you think you see a chunk of meat in there, but that's a big fucking chunk of meat. # cooking gift.
Oh, God.
David's going to stick with the pizza.
She just kind of notices you kind of waving over, says, hey, you guys want to try some mystery stew?
Sure.
Just looks at me like, why have you committed us to this?
Yeah, sure. We'll all have some. Yeah, absolutely. You'll be dead.
She really does commit all of this. Holy shit!
Yeah. No.
I was
All
gonna
right.
say, this community center, is it big enough that people can just kind of casually Krynos around, or do we recommend
It's not that tall. You could assume glabroform easy, but the ceilings are only about 10 feet tall. So you could technically assume Krynos, but your head would be scraping.
Not worth.
I
Featherlight will just contain herself.
do want to make a roll. even after the cooking gift. It's going to be edible, but I want to see how good it is. That's
So,
okay. That's 3 successes.
The light avoids the mystery stew.
Oh no, you're having it with me. Points it out. Like, no, you can't escape the wrath of me.
So
It's like, but this meat that I'm shoving into my mouth as we speak, oh, mom, no room. It's
So I want to point out, when our Timmy tries it, it is going to be similar to what red curry tastes like, except turned up to 11. But it's so fucking good, you don't want to pull away from the heat. Like you get all the heat of turned up to 11, but you get all the flavor too. There's
It's
no
kind of-
loss of flavor.
It's kind of rubs your mouth a bit, like, whew, it's really good. Really good, actually. Leans down.
it's like, never mind, I'm skipping this. You can't have it.
David and Featherlight, spicy food aficionado team.
Suddenly start paying attention. She's like, wait, what?
Yeah, if you're too weak of the stomach, you might have to activate resist toxin. If I didn't cook it right, and she winks.
Timmy starts making the happy flails and talking about it being spicy, and finally Featherlight's like, wait, never mind, I want it now.
She
I said
gives
I
it.
didn't want it, but I lied.
She gives it to you, and there's like the equivalent. And I'm using a really bad barometer for this, but it'll give you kind of the scale. There's like the equivalent meat chunk sizes of like Krino's fingers in there, but they don't remotely look like fingers.
Oh, Featherlight is not even remotely daunted. She doesn't even bother with spoons. She just kind of is slurping it out of the side and like periodically will pick up chunks of meat.
It burns the side of your mouth more than it does your mouth itself.
There's comedy. And an almost betrayed look. But she gonna get all up in that if it's spicy curry stuff. That's interesting.
That Tim's gonna go look for the booze.
There's plenty. There's actually 2 kegs.
Oh,
And it's like halfway good shit. Like you get Heineken and you get Yingling.
oh.
Give me just a second. Girlfriend's calling me.
Oh. It's all over.
Yeah, AFK for a second. Girlfriend is summoning me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm back.
Welcome
Yay.
back.
All right. So you guys get to mingle and talk with a few people on Sept if you want to. One of the people on Sept that you, like I said, do not see in there is Ghost Eater. But you see Bootlaces, who looks surprisingly not stoned for once. You see Angus, who you know to be an Arun, who is just the happiest looking man in the world right now. And then the stranger will come back in. And he will actually come sit by you guys. So, I didn't get to introduce myself properly to you a minute ago. Sorry. My name is Mato Carlson. I'm an Adrian of the Get to Fenrir.
The squint is so real.
I mean, do you want to P&E him, see if he's bullshitting you?
No. Just want to stare at him.
Well, for reference for size, he's about 5'8". He looks kind of average built. He's very pretty. And yeah, that's he's other than that, he's very much what you see in the picture. A little bit more gray
David.
hair. That's it.
David Bukowski. Most people call me 1-2. A foster and a ruin of the Shadow Lords.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm a Galliard.
Just nod slowly.
Jacqueline puts her hand out. Stormfang.
He'll
Foster
take it.
and Foster and Arun of the Shadow Lords. Born on 2 legs.
As he takes it and shakes it, he looks down at your hand. Are your hands calloused?
Not particularly, no.
He kind of keeps a neutral expression. And who are you? Tall lady?
I should look over, like mid sipping the beer, like that kind of awkward sort, like me. Oh, just stick out of her big palm. It is calloused. Oh, Artemi Alexandros, foster and Arun of the Black Furies, born on 2 legs, and they call me the Gorgon's Maw.
I was born on 2 legs too. Very nice. And he's just looking up at you like a solid 7 inches. And he notices your grip. It's like, you got a good grip.
Oh, thank you.
Very nice. And who are you, my density-eyed friend? Looking at
It's just
Featherlight.
Featherlight is not actually being overtly but so rude. He just said he was an Adrian. She can't get away with it.
I mean, she could. He's only 1 rank higher.
She's tempted. There may be some. I mean, I suppose you could see them as rude side glances, but seeing as everyone else has done it, is he like doing the whole like hoist the hand out like?
Oh, he's coming right up to you and grabbing your hand. Who are you?
Oh. Featherlight. That is born Tenna, Theurge, and Fostern. Right.
Oh, good to see you. Hopefully I'll be working with you guys a little bit more from now on. I'm moving on to Sept.
Really? What brings you?
Well, first off, I'm here to tell the story of what happened last night with old Angus Connor over there and one known as Bootlaces. And myself, we took down some pretty nasty beastie the other night. Well, last night, actually. Angus got the killing blow, but if it weren't for old Bootlaces, I'd be dead. Thing gutted me like a fish. And he like reaches up his shirt, and you can see like a wound that's still healing. That like goes from, it looks like his right hip all the way up and into his solar plexus, and he looks awfully proud about it.
Artemi's like, that is so metal, like leaning forward to look at it.
Admittedly,
Yeah.
the Featherlight is now at least a little bit interested.
Yeah, I won't go into too much detail right now before the story, but I'll let you know. He kind of moves his head side to side. I think it was a minor thunderworm.
Mhm.
It was a little weird though, but I'll go into that later.
Adelaide eventually reclaims her hand. Admittedly, her hands are probably still fairly soft because, let's face it, she's always regenerated.
Oh, well, okay. I'm going now. I think the Alpha has something he's getting ready to say, but I will be seeing you guys around here for too long.
Yeah, definitely.
It's around this time. Alpha does indeed make an appearance. And he's going to, in his usual fashion, kind of come in and talking kind of slows as he just looks people over, gets their attention. All right. Has everyone had some food, drink? Good. I've got bad news and good news, people. First, I'm going to hit you with the good news. We've got a new member on Sept. Motto, would you stand, please? Oh, yeah, Alpha, I'll be happy to stand. Good. Motto here saved the life of one of our Sept members last night. Or should I say two of them? While on patrol out around Dinosaur, Jacqueline would know Dinosaur is a town in Colorado.
Yep.
They came across something. Well, I'll let him explain. He's the Galliard that is here right now. And for those of you who remember about Jack, Jack is a Galliard, so he is allowing someone to tell the story at this point. Okay, thank you, Raya. Thank you very much. So, lovely people of the Sept. Last night I was passing through Dinosaur on my way out to Utah. And well, you know how Utah is. It's the whitest freaking state in the country. You go through there and people look at you sideways if you're a different color. Well, I get my happy tail out of there and I'm going through old Dinosaur and I hear the singing the Umbra and it's a nasty thing. So I go and investigate with my Fenrir pride. I'm thinking I'm going to take me down a beastie. Well, while I'm there, old Angus, and he points over to Angus. Old Angus is there, assuming the war form all the way up. He is slashing and tearing at this thing. It is one of the biggest things I've ever seen in my life. Oh, don't you know, this thing had to be at least 30, 40 feet long, and it had him in his jaws. And old Angus, he's just in there ripping and tearing it from inside. Old Bootlaces is down at the bottom holding the thing so it can't go underground. Don't let this scrawny frame fool you. I guarantee you he could put each of us on the ground at least once. Well, me not for so much longer, but hey. Well, while he's down there, I noticed something. I know it's an opening, and I see some fellow Garu, and well, they don't stink of the worm because I used my old scent since worm. I could tell they weren't wormy, but that thing was wormy. Oh boy, it's like walking into a landfill. Well, you go in there, and well, I go in, I start ripping and tearing. I say, "Hi, I'm a Fenrir. I'm a help you," and they're like, "Oh, good, fucking help us. We're dying over here." And well, in the middle of turning and whatnot, the thing flings old Angus away and hits a tree and hits a nasty thing. And it grabs me by the fucking jaws and he lifts up his shirt again and it rips right into me. I thought I was going to die. Old Bootlaces lets it go, comes over and puts me old grandmother's touch on me, heals me right up good. Well, mostly anyway. At that point, me and Bootlaces go and we reach down into the dirt as it's trying to pull away and somehow manage to pull it back out as Angus comes through and just bites this thing and just rips and tears its face off and just gets it all the way dead. And that's why we have that thing out there that's been purified. And he points outside to a section of the Sept that you guys don't normally come from, and hanging from the rock wall is part of the head of the thunderworm. except for one thing. It doesn't look organic. It looks like it's made of metal. But you might be noticing something. That's no fleshy beast right there, or a hardened carapace. I had steel calligraphy to look at it. The right master here, he said the thing was made of titanium. But I guarantee you, this was a creature of the flesh. It just had a little bit more of the weaver on it. So I don't know what it was, but you all might want to be watching out. I don't know if you've heard anything about old weavery bits getting into thunderworms or wormy creatures, but it ain't pretty, I tell you what. Anywho, that's the long and short of what happened. As they're calming down off the rage, because old Angus had gone into a full moon's rage, well, I managed to use a lovely little gift that I picked up from my sister a few while back, and able to calm him down some. And, well, here we are. And he kind of waits to see if anybody has, like, any sort of thing to try to say against it.
Timmy just kind of wide-eyed, like, oh, fuck.
And to be fair, I'm actually going to make a roll for that, because he was telling a story. And this is his auspicial duty. He's an Adrian. He's got a decent dice pool for this, thanks to his pure breed. No specialties yet, but that's that's 3 successes on just a charisma performance check to tell the story.
I mean, no, Timmy looks happy. She's like, oh, that's fucking shit, you know? Whew.
I mean, Jacqueline looks honestly fairly horrified.
By the time everyone's looking around, Featherlight is just staring out at the fucking head like, what the feck? The fecking feck at this fucking metallic head. She's kind of caught up like they urge do.
Jack will assume back the position of talking. So that was the good news. Thank you very much, Angus. You did a good job of the Protectorate. On a different note, Adder's Bastards here have done a good job too, I hear. I don't know the details, but apparently we have an ice cream factory around here that's been purified, had some nasty bits with it. Anyone of y'all want to tell us what happened? Or you got the report ready yet?
I don't think we actually ever sat down and did the rolls. I couldn't remember. What
No, because because I'm a bad alpha. I didn't really push that. So
I mean, since we did have a long hiatus, is it okay if we completely do the rolls and can pass over a thing, or does someone actually just want to tell the story?
I got this.
I'll allow you to tell the story.
Do it.
David will step up. David Bukowski, Alpha of Adder's Bastards.
Coach
Pack
Theater
approaches
walks
you.
in as you start talking.
All right. Oh. Yeah, like even David, who's not an experienced Galliard, just stops and then like goes either. Never seen that before.
As you stutter,
Oh yeah.
The fuck?
The pack approached the ice cream factory from the Tellurian, saw that it had human guards who could raise alarms, and approached from the Umbra. Upon approaching from the Umbra, we found a grand total of 5 rust spiders, 2 in tank variation, 3 in pattern spider variation. All 5 were eliminated. Upon entering the ice cream factory from the Umbra, we found an earth spirit that had been shattered into base components. Theurge interrogated the earth spirit and found out that it had voluntarily fled from... I'm kind of ditzing on exactly which salt mine, Link.
it was one that was in Mount Lincoln.
From salt mines in Mount Lincoln, where it described a worm entity that was either destroying or corrupting every earth spirit that it came across in the salt mines in that region. In order to obtain closer information on which salt mine this particular earth spirit came from, we crossed over to the Tellurian, got access to the paper copies of the shipping manifests, eliminated the human security guards that got in our way, made an exit from the building.
You leaving anything out? Jack is asking you this. He doesn't sound accusing. He's just asking. I know you're not a Galliard.
That was the totality of the mission. The only thing we left behind was an arrow, no fingerprints.
Fair enough. Let me know next time something gets left behind. I'll see if we can't do cleanup a little quicker.
Understood, Ryan.
I still want a written report at some point, but that'll suffice for now. Has anything else happened interesting in your pack since then?
Several things.
All right. Tell me after this. All right.
Understood.
He says, on to the bad news. So, I have some information that I want to pass on to all of you. Some of you have heard about some powerful spirits forming around in the area. And some of you have heard about what my tribe is calling the plague. It hasn't hit us yet. It seems to be localized in a few cities. But apparently there's a plague going around, or what we're calling the plague, that is slowly draining essence from spirits, unless they are bound or on a sept. Even heard rumors that it's harder to raise spirits, even ones that are bound. We don't know the exact cause, but I do want to mention there is something in each of these cities that have been affected called perversions. That's what we're deeming them anyway. Rites of the questing stone have proved fruitless. And from the best thing I can tell, they can take down entire packs. We don't know what they are, but we know the spirits are talking about them. And even they seem a little bit in the dark. So what I'm telling you is if you hear whispers of spirits around here talking about them, send it up to us as quick as you can, to the Elder Council. That way we can pinpoint and localize our forces, deal with this as quick as we can. I don't want us to be caught with our pants down. I also, on a small bit of very good news, would like to commend Blacktooth on completing the rock wall this week. All the way to the top. Got himself a bane arrow for his trouble. Let's start clapping. Just kind of a slow clap that's very much a, that was kind of good, but you just got some fucked up information to all of us. In particular, still calligraphy seems a bit perturbed, but he doesn't say anything. That's it, everybody. I'm going back to my cabin. Feel free to mingle. No one's on guard duty tonight except the Guardians. Rest. I think we're going to need it.
And David immediately starts flittering into the crowd, except for Ghost Eater kind of gets the high sign of like, hey, maybe if you're going to chew me out, we should do it outside. Totally. You gave me that look earlier, right? Let's do that.
Oh, she doesn't even, she does something that you've never seen because you've never seen her Hamid form. She smiles at you.
Oh, God.
Full teeth.
Yep. David steels himself for that as he starts to head out toward where this can become more of a private affair.
Everybody kind of sticks to themselves a little bit at this point. The Bootlaces goes back to his tent. Lena is still sticking around. A couple of them move out to the outdoor area. And in general, the only ones still inside are going to be Mato and Sounds Like Thunder, who hasn't said a goddamn thing this whole time. He's just very much quiet, observing, maybe planning. Hard to say. Outside, you can hear Angus just causing a fucking laughter storm to appear. Looks like he's started up sparring a little bit with the beta, actually. And yeah, what you guys gonna do?
Oh,
David is-
Jacqueline. Oh, go ahead.
David is planning on answering to the 2 higher powers that he knows in this world. Ghost Eater first,
Yay!
and then Jack, who will get the cleaned up version once he is done talking to Ghost Eater.
Ghost Eater, for her right, steps outside, and I mean the minute she's outside, shoop, and she just sits right beside the poison patch and waits.
David will get over and kneel.
She'll actually come up to you and put her teeth on your neck.
Oh yeah, he takes it.
When no weakness is shown, she lets go, nods. This.
The vampire issues in Pueblo are starting to get out of hand, Raya.
Are you handling it or telling me?
Starting to handle it. Telling you first.
She nods.
Normally I'd leave them to their own devices, but they're pushing up against the people in La Muerta. Beta's cousin.
She cocks her head. Kinfolk?
Yes.
Beta business.
They don't look like they want to kill him.
Your pack
All
closest.
odds, they probably want the property.
Your pack closest territory.
Yes.
I've been reassigned. She almost struggles with a word for a moment.
What?
Reassigned territory to protect when not wardering, which is not often.
Who has Pueblo now?
She looks at you. Your pack closest.
So we're running Pueblo and Canyon now, Raya.
She nods, and then she looks like she's searching for something in her head. Do you come with me?
Yeah, he gets up and comes with her.
I don't have a good picture of it, but if you would be so kind, people, as to load up a thing of Google Maps, she's actually going to take you to what equates to a war board that you've never been to because you've never been in her den. No one's been in her den.
This is serious now.
And you go in there and just let me know when everybody's got it loaded up for who's with him. If people are with him, if not, let me know when you've got it, Bob.
All right. Google Maps?
Yes. It's just
I'm
the
assuming
easiest.
This is a him thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Excuse me while I'm technologically illiterate.
It's okay. You're more literate than Ghost Fang is. I mean, Ghost Eater. Sorry, not Ghost Fang.
All
Ghost
right.
Fang is not a character yet. All right.
Okay, sorry, give me 1 second. It's where on Google Maps?
Just go to Colorado and kind of zoom to the state level.
Maps.google.com, good sir.
You know what? Actually, thinking about this, David would probably ping Artemi. Like, this is venturing into territory that she needs to know about.
Do it. Artemi is muted.
Yes, she is. But Artemi might be FK too.
Artemi might be.
Anywho, what she will mark out is the first thing she's going to mark is that from roughly where the cairn is, Colorado Springs, and if you go east to Colorado Springs and kind of zoom in a little, you'll see Lyman on I-70 and all the way to Burlington. And she says, Anaconda Riders. She'll move her paw again and go from Grand Junction, which is the far west side, like a little bit below that, around the Uncompahgre, whatever the fuck that is, National Forest. And she will go slightly north of Dinosaur. And she will say, Bear's Fang. She will touch fucking Cortez, which is the bottom left, like just the city Cortez. She will touch Denver, and she will touch Fort Collins. Not like sweep her paws like she did earlier, but just touch them and say, Silent Night. And then specifically where the cairn is, west until Grand Junction, and north until Fort Collins, she will say Torchbearers. And then where you guys are, she will touch Canyon City, Pueblo, and that's really it, just that smaller section. She will say, and Adder's Bastards. Big area, big protectorate for one sept. Understand?
Yes, right.
This why Bear's Fang only had 2 members last night. Just patrol. Found that thing.
How much do you know about what's going on in Yellowstone?
Angry, but that's it. Jack, tell me Yellowstone angry. Listen for spirit words.
The Glasswalkers know more than they're letting on.
She puts a paw on his mouth as she is going to activate a thing. As she'll go over to what looks like a conch shell and then just break it and effectively activating a Talon.
Okay.
There. My den's silent to outside ears now.
Understood, right. Yellowstone, they are afraid, is on the verge of erupting. If it does, we're going to lose this state, at least 2 abutting states. Heavy losses in the states surrounding those. It would be a disaster. The spirits are talking about some kind of impurity drilling into the earth. Right now.
Check your notes.
Oh, yeah. Like, let me actually bring it up. There we go. It's awakened.
Big spirit awake. Big spirit angry.
Very.
Not worst thing for Gaia if blow up, but why it blow up question. Kill many humans. Kill many worm beasts. Kill many Guru. But
That's
better not to blow.
all. There's a connection I think I'm missing. The old man who lives next to our pack house. He's been tracking a worm beast. I don't think he knows what he's looking for, but thing killed his son. He's developed an obsession. Whatever it is starting to get active very near that area.
She scratches her head. Kinfolk?
I can't tell.
I can ask. I can ask. Sounds like Thunder pay visit. Get scent of true form.
Right now he's more useful alive.
Hmm.
The man feeds Englings in a radius around his home.
She kind of cocks her head, like "Qua," like what? Huh? What? Huh?
That's perfect.
He has a good relationship with the spirits. The land's more Gaian for him being there. Be ashamed to lose that.
She nods. Trust judgment for now. Find out more about this beast. Go hunting with him. If veil is breached, make it painless.
For now, the veil isn't breached. He's never seen a guru. It's not what the story he told us gelled with.
What else?
The glasswalkers are starting to come across irregular worm beasts, things that bleed acid.
You think connected to? And she puts her nose over towards the hanging skull of the fucking thunderworm-like beast.
Considering the one that they came across in their notes was a thunderworm too? Yes.
Hmm. Dangerous. Almost like drone. You know what drone is?
Not that familiar with the Weaver.
You know Fomori, yes?
Yes.
Humans, animals, possessed by worm beast.
Yes.
Drone, human, animal, possessed by Weaver spirit. Ugh. Yeah, what is David's reaction to that thought?
He's not happy. Like, that's gross.
I have heard of other beasts, but don't know name, possessed by wild spirit. But don't know. For now, keep eye on old man's story. Maybe he lost kin. Maybe he crazy.
One of the two. Either way, The map he keeps will be useful.
When leech problem dealt with in Pueblo, let me know. Jack, waiting on report, by the way,
Hmm.
to sing Renown. In fact, she kind of nudges her head on you, like almost affection, but kind of like the same thing a human would do, just kind of giving you a fist on the shoulder.
Yeah.
In fact, almost glorious enough to challenge for Athro.
He blinks because he's like, fuck, I skipped a beat there. Oh, I get you. Yeah, he's like, just,
It's like me.
he's just going with it. He's not going to be happy with what I tell him.
Jack is Glasswalker through and through, but decent human. Would not let die if had chance.
Still,
Why you think I ward her?
I think I know what's causing the problems in Kansas City.
She does the head tilt thing again.
Miss Elizabeth apparently struck up a relationship with a peculiar man. We ran into him again. He is not human. Not a leech either. Whatever it is that comes off him makes people controlling themselves a difficult task. Unfortunately, he's apparently effectively immortal. Something to do with spirits.
She looks at you and says, Karen Breaker? And like her hackles raise.
I don't think so.
Lowers about halfway down.
Some Fianna spirit apparently cursed him, or so he claims.
Might consult Angus when not full moon. She adds like very like coldly when not full moon.
Yeah, I mean, she can see David's like so flat and wooden with what he says because he's trying to hold on to his shit.
If it gets to be too much, she like may ask. She kind of gets a mildly sick look to her face. May ask bootlaces for relaxation, Talon. Helps. Had to use one myself. And I'll let that image and thought sink in your head for a second.
Yeah, Jesus.
Go talk, Jack. I have thinking to do.
David nods.
Unless something else.
This cursed man's condition, it seems linked to the worm spirit that's infesting the salt mines. He's under the impression that it has a human soul that this Fianna spirit wants. We're going to kill it regardless.
This man immortal, not die?
Die and come back.
Did you see if this yourself?
My Theurge finds odd resonances off of him.
Don't like.
Neither do I.
One, two. People are watching you and Jacqueline. Stories. Have you considered petitioning camp?
I have
One,
not.
one paying attention to the two of you.
Blinks. Like,
Crowchild. They listening. Get message last night. No one knows but me. If you want, do good. I'll vouch.
understood.
Not my camp. And she's just gonna grin hard. I petitioning judges.
It was like, huh, reassigned to territories, huh? I was just thinking like,
Gonna get hammer. And she just like got a gleeful look in her eyes.
I'll go talk to the alpha rat.
She nods. Do good, David. Tell Jacqueline camp watching.
He nods and heads off to go talk to the alpha.
Well, I'm gonna, for
Yeah.
fun's sake, going to say that during this time, Featherlight and Jacqueline would not have been hounded, but would have had someone keeping them company who they are just falling, just, to like. It just has to happen.
Oh,
So I was there up in fucking Washington. And while I was there was this great big troll looking thing. And it was made out of entirely wood. And I thought it was a beast of the worm. Comes to find out, this human had been making them for 50 years. It was the craziest thing. And he like takes out a Polaroid of him with like the forest troll like village from Washington. Like, it was so cool.
okay, I'm not gonna lie. That's at least a little entertaining for Featherlight. Weird crafted things, especially stuff left out in the woods for people to stumble on and be confused by, make her very happy.
There I was thinking I was going to be, all glorious. Finally get me a troll like in the old stories. And nope.
Huh. So this just exists out in the forest somewhere.
It apparently is like a tourist attraction. People come miles around. I'm not kidding. There's like 800 of the things. All
Oh.
handmade.
If there's that many, I'm not surprised it's a tourist attraction. It's like the world's biggest ball of yarn, but more interesting.
Oh, yeah. I can't really say much about where I'm from. Where I'm from, there ain't nobody around for miles. I grew up in the fucking Yoop.
The Yoop?
Yeah, the Yoop. I don't know about you Midwesterners, but that over this way. But I lived up in the upper half of Michigan. Might as well have been in Canada.
Oh. That weird part that's not a part of the mitten. Got it.
Yeah. It's, right up there. It might as well be the Great White North. I go up there and I go out steps up there and they always thinking I'm a Wendigo. And I laugh and laugh and tell them, no, I'm not a Wendigo. And he thinks better and doesn't say what he was going to say.
Staring.
Like, you get, like, maybe a perception empathy check. Because I'm making an appearance etiquette check.
Okay, yeah, totally making
Hilariously, this is
the
such
perception
a shit roll.
empathy.
Holy shit, that's 5 successes.
What is 5 successes?
An appearance etiquette check.
Oh,
He-
hot damn, that is good. I mean, I'll roll for the sake of rolling, but my P&E ain't what it could be.
No, it's not. We got to fix that. You both can tell, like, he probably caught himself trying to do a faux pas or something, but you have no clue in the inkling of what it could have possibly been about. But yeah, up there, they're always thinking I'm one. I'm like, no, no, no. I served a Fenris. He is a mighty spirit. No bullshit. Matter of fact, to get my agent's rank, I had to recount the entire story of how the hammer of Thor came about. Recount the whole thing, not missing nothing. Took about 8 hours of talking. Couldn't miss a beat. And I had to do it on 3 days and no sleep. And I tell you this, I sleep hard. After that, I slept for 3 whole days. Woke up with the biggest hunger I've ever had. And oh, I bet you, I went and had me a bunch of poutine.
Poutine?
Ah, yeah, it's poutine. It's French fries and cheese curds covered in gravy. It's all salty and savory. It's great. And if you really want to have it good with it, you have a little bit of beaver on the side.
There is a look on Jacqueline's face. It's kind of this look, actually. Because that sounds absolutely disgusting to her. The only thing that sounds like it might be good are the French fries with the gravy if you remove the cheese curds.
Yeah, I'll tell you this much. It could have been a lot worse. I could have blown out the cabin of my house with my sister and my brother-in-law if I'd have gone for the lutefisk. But you don't want me going for the lutefisk. I'll stink up a whole place worse than a bone gnawer. No
There's
offense
that
to the bone gnawers.
there's that majestic eyebrow raise.
Look, lutefisk, well, it's some of the best tasting stuff in the world, but you can smell it a mile away.
I see.
Hey, why your alpha look like he done seen a ghost? He points over to David coming out of Ghost Eater's den with Ghost Eater behind him, her tail wagging ever so slightly.
Probably because he has seen a ghost.
In a manner of speaking, yes, I believe he did just see one.
Yeah. Go on then. I've got to try out this rock climbing thingy. I hear it's great.
Oh, it's fabulous.
And he'll assume the war form and go tearing off towards it. I'm gonna climb this thing tonight.
There's just the eyebrow pops if he pops Krynos just whomp and she just
Like I'm not talking he slowly shifts. No, this fucker spent rage and just went.
Like, Jacqueline, it's like there's the step. Whoa, Featherlight, let's take a back up over here.
And like
hilariously, Featherlight has been like slowly easing back the whole time. So he pops and the eyebrows go up, but she doesn't need to spill back. She does, however, kind of belligerently pop up to Krynos herself once he's gone, just like, puh, in my form. You can't.
So yeah,
Grumble, grumble.
that's what he does.
And just through the link, it is David. That man is very talkative.
Oh, I bet. Thank you for taking that on the chin for me, Featherlight. I do appreciate it. Oh, by the way, to answer your question, Pueblo is our problem now.
No one else is watching it, are they? Larger territories.
Things are thin. Packs got shifted around. We've inherited Pueblo.
If it wasn't Pueblo, it would be somewhere else. Large territories are large territories.
Yeah, I got it all scratched out for me too. So that's the reality of the situation. Nobody for me to throw under the bus now.
As you guys are coming back together, um, I do want to point out that Featherlight, and only Featherlight, is going to see the beta. And she's just going to kind of put her eyes, like similar, like touch where her eyes are, and then touch towards Featherlight. And she's going to mouth the words after, and then she points to herself.
It probably almost looks like she's shifting herself around, especially in Kranos, but she will give the tiniest inclination of the muzzle in the process. Glancing away, she does so to keep it subtle, since that was a fairly subtle gesture to start with.
Mm-hmm. As she will step off to the side and do her Nadu Kotsai thing, step behind a tree and pop invisibility.
Bless her.
Continue.
Very, very talkative. Very, very excitable. Very, very strange looking frigate of Fenris. Judges the Judge Metis.
All the same.
Flicks the tongue out, even in Kranos, just blah, blah, blah.
Dealing with this leech issue is our problem now.
It could be worse. I will have to. David,
Yes.
we work with buildings.
Yes.
I want broken glass.
When I come across it.
As a nod. I will see if I can draw the attention of some of the small spirits of Helios. Make things to catch their light. Even if it does not work as intended, it'll sure make it easier to get through those tunnels. Sewers. Blech. Is there a way to find maps?
Find them.
For the sewers. Maps.
I'll put Alexandra on it. She's got the kind of money to make that go faster.
Hooray! And then she'll idly reach up with the Kranos claws and do the weird scruffing up under the chin, like with the back curve of the talons. The sewers. The things at the salt mine. The salt mine itself, really. I don't like mines. Though it might be a good way to get deep enough to find something worth waking up and speaking to. Perhaps for the mines too. Maybe we will find those when we go.
Maybe.
If they are going deep to get it. How does a salt mine work, David? Tell me a story.
Okay. It's like any mine. They'll initially blast into the rock, and then they'll dig. As they go, they'll build internal structures so that the mine's less likely to cave in.
So it is digging in and down.
They end up going down most of the time, yeah.
Good. Then yes, while we are there, We will go as deep as we can manage. Because if the whole plate is awake and angry, it stands to reason that all the spirits that stand between Gaia and the outside will be awake as well, or at least many of them. The deeper we go, the more connected, the more likely to know what is going on.
Keep in mind that could be miles below the surface.
Is that a problem?
It can be. Even our bodies will have a tough time down there. Moreover, it takes special equipment to get down there to begin with. If any of it gives out, we're fucked.
So, sorry, I phased out for a second. Did I miss anything?
And I will have to be very polite so that even if we do get stuck, someone will give us a nice little ride up top again. And Featherlight is talking about how, like, okay, so we've got this to worry about, and I need to start, looking into making things to appeal to little Helios spirits. And then we've got this mine. It's got the spirits there, and then there's always the fact that there's a fucking mine there to start with, which, we could handle that. But oh, wait, that means there's holes into the ground. And anything down in there may not be happy, but it'll probably be awake, and the deeper it goes, the more likely it will be aware of what's happening on the grander scale, because it's deep enough to resonate with those things. So it's just been kind of a running line of consciousness thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, I want you to make me a wits occult roll make 3 of them for me.
Okie dokie.
This is just going to kind of represent the time you've had to think in between hearing about the salt mine in this.
Okie dokie. So, first roll. Second roll. Third roll.
Okay.
So,
Count the successes, please. Diff 6.
First 2, then 3, then 3.
Okay, so 7 successes total?
2, 3, 3 is 8.
Oh, okay. 8. Thank you. That's why I asked. My brain does not math the best sometimes.
Okay. That's why there's all of us in here.
All right, so it's going to kind of come to Featherlight, yeah, the deeper we go, the more connected the spirits get. Potentially the bigger the spirits get if they're awake.
Oh, yeah.
Because the mine itself might be a spirit, and then there's the mountain. The mountain is most definitely a spirit, even if it's not awake. And then there is...
Yeah, then there's however many layers they cut through on the way down.
And then there's the banshee that's down there.
There's the banshee, there's whatever that armored thing was.
Aha.
Did I get any insight on that with the rolls by chance?
You think that might have been a iron elemental at one point. You think.
Lovely. Some sort of metal or elemental.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jagged looking clawed things.
Yes, if we can take the tunnels down. Yes, the deeper we go. There's always the mountain, there's always the mine itself, but the deeper we go, the more likely we get closer to something that is rubbing proverbial elbows with the plate itself, that is angry, and can perhaps, if nothing else, give us insight into why it's so angry. We have our guesses, but wouldn't that be better than guessing?
I understand.
Guys, as you guys are continuing to talk, you're going to hear a voice you've probably only heard talking a couple of times because this individual doesn't really talk. You hear him hobbling over more than anything before he says something. and it is the large form of steel calligraphy. And he is indeed carrying a red iron poker-looking thing.
And the head goes on a
Bastards.
swivel.
Right.
Doing an okay job, I guess. Good. I'm putting in a Talon order for the week. You need anything?
They will just looking for the light.
Hmm. Actually, that is a question, is what am I already capable of making? I haven't actually done any rolls because I'm a terrible person.
Well, do you have Rite of Binding?
I believe I do. If I
Yeah.
don't, then what the fuck am I doing with my life?
If they're not, there's a prime opportunity to learn.
No, I've got it.
Okay. Basically, you can. I'm going to say. Without like needing to like having seen one in your hands, if you just know kind of the general effects, I'm going to say you can make any Talon easily up to your Gnosis rating. Like just if you kind of got the gist of the idea, you and have a gist of the spirit, sure, you could make a Talon like that. I know that's not exactly how it works, but just off the top of your head, that's what you could easily do.
Okay. In his case, then, especially considering we were just talking about a bunch of stuff down in the earth, and actually, he does a lot of work with metal. So there's a thoughtful head tip for a moment. That kind of, searching the internal database for a moment, though her head snaps back up and she swivels around. And for what it's worth, he's what, a ranking metis?
He is
Yeah.
the right master of the Sept.
So she slithers down to where she's not outdoing him height wise, even though he's I assume in Hamid.
He is in Hamid. He is right at about 6 foot tall. He's just wide.
Yeah, she eases down as he comes up. She can be polite to another menace. Actually, Raya, perhaps you could offer me insight on the appropriate Talon or preparations. If I were to suspect I would be facing a corrupted spirit of metal, raw aura, not worked metal.
He perks up his interest. It's like
Oh, exactly. She's like, oh, hello. This is relevant to your interests.
well, your best friend in that case is fire. You heat it up enough, it's going to get a little bit weak. It's going to hurt more, though.
Whoa. She kind of tests the tip of a tooth with her tongue a bit, thoughtfully.
To get a spirit like that, you at least need one that's as strong to really hurt it, though. And if you're trying to awaken a fire spirit from one that you can't already find, your best bet's probably building the biggest fire you can manage, and I mean big. House fire would do it.
She is 50% more into him right now for just saying a house fire would do it. Bless him.
Let's see. You could light a chemical fire, but I don't like those. They burn too hot, burn too fast. You could summon one.
She does flick a glance over to David and Jacqueline. Are both
Yeah,
of you capable of being resistant to fire? Because once it is heated, well,
yeah, you two are Hamids, right? Master of Fire should be no trouble.
No trouble.
No trouble to learn. Not something I currently have at my disposal, though.
You ever want to work with me, it's a requirement.
I will make it happen.
Goes for you too, Featherlight.
he flicks a glance around
If
like,
you want to work in my shop, you need to learn it. But
hello.
let me ask you something. You know how to summon anything yet?
Not not yet, Raya. I thought perhaps if you were offering talents, I would ask if there was a fire spirit that you were not already making sure use of. I'm sure that they multiply frequently in your forage. And we could feed it up. Pervy old man laugh. Jesus. You know what? It's spirits. She doesn't think it's weird. She'll have that little smile like, yes, I'm sure they multiply frequently in your forge. Yes.
I don't use fire.
Do you not, Ryan?
I use electricity.
That is a shame. At least in this case.
Gets hotter, more consistent, if a little more dangerous.
Mm.
And you notice, looking at his face, you thought that might have been soot or dirt on his face. No! That's actually a scar.
He been thunderstruck.
Exactly. Tell you what, finish up tonight. You said, like I said, did you say you know how to summon or not?
I do not, Ryan.
You're learning tonight if you got the ability.
I will commit the time, Ryan.
Good. Meet me outside my den once you finish what you're doing.
Yes, Ryan.
He's gonna hobble off, and you guys can tell his limp is pretty fucking bad, but he looks perfectly healthy. For those who've been around long enough, might be able to make the assumption that might be what marks him as a menace.
Mm.
As at this point, you guys, as he's walking away, can hear "Ah!" thud, crack.
Is that someone coming off a cliffside?
That's someone falling off the rock climbing wall.
Jacqueline just winces. Ooh,
And it's a yell for a little while. It's like he had to have been at least on the 7th or 8th rung.
Oh,
Yeah, that is-
no.
Oh, he's gonna be feeling that. Oh, he's gonna be.
Let me
feeling
just
that.
see something.
I do hope he. No, he did have the sense to take Krynos before he even left.
He was actually in
Yes.
Glabro. But-
Didn't he pop up to Krynos as he ran?
He did.
Yeah, exactly. So she's like, he'll be fine.
Yeah, he soaked 4 of the 8 damage.
Good man. You'll be fine.
Ow!
He doesn't need those ribs
Mm.
or that leg.
I'll get you next time, Wall. I'm coming in a few minutes.
Ah, and speaking of the SEP challenges, turns slowly on the 2 Aruns. In theory, the 3 Aruns. I'm just gonna be like, you should watch this out tomorrow when you wake up.
Uh-huh.
So the whirls on the Aruns with that. Oh, she looks so happy. It's never a good sign when she looks so happy. I do believe one of the options is to do combat with earthen spirits and earn their favor in the process. Doesn't that sound as though that would be very fortuitous in the near future?
It does, Featherlight. But are you intending this for yourself, or are you suggesting that this is something we should do?
Everybody counts. Everyone who gets the favor will have the favor, and if we are going deep, deep into a mine where the earth has been ripped away against its will, perhaps having even the slightest bit of goodwill riding on our spirits and showing in our reflections would do us a bit of good when we come asking questions.
It couldn't hurt.
No, it couldn't. I mean, it could literally hurt if, but details. That's
I mean, out,
transitory.
outside of actually doing the thing, being in the earth like that, yes, having the favor of spirits.
Could certainly forestall some measure of calamity.
I will allow you to make a wits check with collectively, you guys.
Key.
key.
Mm-hmm.
One.
Mm-hmm.
I keep trying to roll in the wrong place.
It's okay.
2.
You
Also
did it in
2.
street magic, Katie.
I still rolled in the wrong place. God damn it.
Sorry.
Only one.
All right. So the ones will recall that there is generally a specific element tied to each season. Jacqueline will recall as this is going on. Not every it's not fully committed to one type of spirit, but 2 of the bouts will at least be of the chosen spirit. In the case of Summer, that is primarily fire, but also electricity. Winter is earth and stone generally.
Fall or winter?
Winter is generally stone. Fall tends to be air spirits or like storm spirits. So probably a little bit of electricity thrown in there occasionally.
Time to make batty eyelashes at someone.
No. Here's
Sorry.
the question with seasons being what they are here. Because technically it is not quite winter yet. However, there's snow everywhere. So would we be getting the seasonal spirit that meets our needs, or would we be getting a different one?
Did she actually say which one it was? I got distracted by clicking things.
No, I don't think she said which one it was.
She didn't.
I suppose that depends on which one it currently is, which is escaping me just now. She scratches idly at her jaw.
Believe for fall it's air? Maybe storm spirits. Traditionally, anyway.
I suppose I'll have to see about making some pleas. It has begun to snow. It might be forgiving. No, it is early still.
Mm-hmm. You guys will see Mary finally walking around step, just walking away from Jack's office. Well, Jack's building, as it were. And she appears to be like crying or having cried recently. But she doesn't look upset.
What is this?
Okay. That's you just Jacqueline's gonna go on up and say hi and see what this is about.
Oh, hi. Hi, Jacqueline.
Hi, Mary. How are you?
Oh, I'm gonna be fine. Hey, thanks, by the way, for the other day.
Oh, you're welcome. It was no trouble. The kids were great. I wanted to take time to thank you for getting us set up with that job.
Oh, yeah, of course. You know, your pack's good. Why wouldn't I help you out?
Are you sure everything's okay?
Jack and I were just having a fight.
Oh,
Marital stuff. It
Oh.
happens.
That can't be easy, especially right now. Come on.
No, it's not easy, but it's what I signed up for.
Come on. Let's see if we get. There's gotta be like some. It's cold. Let's see if we get you some hot chocolate or something inside, huh?
Sure, I've got a room upstairs in the communal house for when he gets a little like this.
And Jacqueline takes Mary's hand and just kind of gently but smoothly guides her into the communal house and starts heading up the food, because if there's not hot chocolate made, there's got to be hot chocolate somewhere in this kitchen.
Oh, you bet your ass there is, and it's the good kind. That's the dark chocolate cocoa stuff.
Ooh. And if there's hot chocolate, there's probably hot chocolate marshmallows.
Oh yeah, and this is a more accurate picture of her right now. Sorry.
And Jacqueline does not know really if Mary takes her hot chocolate with marshmallows, but there's a 50-50 shot in the dark. Gonna add some marshmallows.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I always get upset when I get like this, and I lose my head sometimes. You always hear bad things about Guru treating their mates badly. Jack doesn't. He treats me good. He didn't make me move to Sept. I wanted to. He didn't make me get involved or make me do anything. He loves me, and I do this. And and she's just going to put her arms around Jacqueline and start crying into her shoulder.
That is a little bit of a surprise to Jacqueline, but
Like full shaking crying.
She puts her arms around Mary like, it's okay. It's okay.
Want to make me a charisma leadership check?
Sure. I think I have that.
Meanwhile,
Yes.
fucking creepy murder group over here just watching them go like. And then there were two to deal with the alpha in a bad mood.
Uh-huh.
He just looks at Featherlight. So, Featherlight, I'm going to confide something in you.
I hear.
I was very rude to all of us by not killing that old man to test his immortality, and I'm sorry about that.
She casts a side glance. It is a thing easily remedied.
Just back me up when I'm in there.
Of course.
It's almost as you're talking, you can see his building and see him standing outside of it. He's not the normal happy looking Jack that he normally is. And when I say you can see him standing outside of it, you actually see him in the war form. Just breathing heavily in and out, staring up at the moon.
Yeah, we're gonna give that some time to simmer down.
Him staring right at the moon at the same time while he's already agitated. Yeah, he can chill for a minute.
You can take a breather.
You just see him after staring for a minute, just jumping, his heart, as high as he can fucking jump up in the air. And I mean, it's like whoosh, 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 and then suddenly he's like 30 feet in the air. Almost like he's burning off steam. As a matter of fact, I will make a grand dex athletics. Actually, no, strength athletics for that. Fuck. Yeah. That's a strength athletics in Greenos for him. Yeah, he's consistently jumping his height in Krenos in the air. Just fucking going at it for a few minutes before he settles down. And he goes back inside.
And now, Featherlight, we are going to tell our alpha all of the problems.
You guys go in there, and I will promise I'll get back to you, Heather. We'll be sitting in there, same spot he was before. The laptop is nowhere to be seen. The door is wide open. And he's got what appears to be a glass of whiskey in his hand. At least it looks that way. Come in.
Comes in with a light.
When you step in there, you immediately feel more calm, and all rage rolls will be at +2 difficulty.
That's useful.
So, Featherlight, 1, 2. Did you eat enough?
Yes, right.
That's right.
No one suffered anything they couldn't heal from?
No, right.
No worries.
The ice cream factory incident. How many casualties?
3 that I know about.
I got some reports. I didn't know exactly what was up at the time. But I got some reports that the security up over there was changing from Alliance Securities to, let's see, what was it? Did I put? To Alliance Ultimate, their parent company. They're pretty up there. Be careful if you have to go back. They'd be wearing body armor now and be using lethal rounds. It's not uncommon for them to carry combat shotguns.
David nods.
And I don't care if you're Guru. A shotgun to the face is a shotgun to the face.
Just nods again, like this. This is a fact.
Rust spiders, was it?
Yes, right.
How big were they?
The 2 tanks were big. Pattern spiders were almost nothing.
Varied. A number of smaller. One, I would say larger end gaffling, smaller end jagling, and then one much more sizable jagling.
These tanquins, do they look like they were made for protecting or made for killing?
Damn near killed 2 of us.
Let me ask you something. See if I can't find it. So this is not the best picture in the world, but it'll be relevant, I promise. Let's see. Did one of them look like this? And he takes out what appears to be kind of a fuzzy. Actually, I'm going to lower the res a little bit because of that.
Go ahead.
Kind of a fuzzy picture.
No.
Nearer to actual spider build shape.
This is a picture taken from inside the cyber realm. Some members of my tribe recently went in there, and these things have been popping up recently.
The ones we fought, more jagged edges, more legs.
And he's gonna like kind of search around in his files, and eventually, like he'll pull out a couple of them to see if they match up to what you're talking about before eventually settling on something similar to that, but not quite.
Yeah.
She'll even reach out and point at it. Just that is the closest so far. Not exact, but very close. Right.
Jaggling wolf spider spirit. Gotcha. Let me guess, the thing was tough to hurt.
Very.
Extremely.
You gotta wonder why a spirit of the weaver that strong was at a human's ice cream factory.
I do. Right.
When you go back and check up on the area, see if there's any around there that big again. If there are, don't engage. Let us know first. I want to see if that's its home or if it was put there. It'll reform eventually.
David nods.
In other news, what was said to everyone was true about the thunderworm thing. I can make a confirmation now. It was a drone. Are you familiar with it?
Concept of drones, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You
Good
Featherlight?
question, am I?
I would say Featherlight may have heard the term, but make me an intelligence occult check. Difficulty 9 because it's outside of her wheelhouse severely, and I don't think she's the type to really care about Weaver spirits that much.
Sorry, it was roll what?
Int occult diff 9.
That is asking for a bodge. Oh.
At least it's not a critical thing.
Oh Jesus! Well, 3
Hot
successes.
damn! No, you actually know what drones are. You were paying attention to Still Calligraphy talking about something one night.
I am right.
Well, we didn't have a chance to see what was in this thing, but I'd read a report from one of my fellow glasswalkers not that long ago. This is new. Thunderworms are starting to be able to be possessed. It's going to get dangerous out there, guys. I'd start picking up an armor gift if you can. If you need somebody to vouch for you for steel fur, I'll do it. You've earned that.
That is very, very wise counsel. Right.
You see him take a drink of his whiskey, and I'm going to say you guys can see on the ground, on the floor behind him, there's a small bit of blood that looked like part of it was cleaned up, but part of it was missing. It's still wet.
Yeah. Gonna just tactically not mention that.
Just letting you know, because Featherlight would have fucking noticed. I know that.
Oh yeah, she would have. She probably smelled that shit when she came in.
Mm-hmm. So, is there anything else you want to tell me that you didn't want to tell in front of everyone else?
Pueblo and Canyon City are on well, right? In Pueblo, some contingent of leeches are pushing up against the territory of your beta's cousin. We dealt with the opening acts a few nights ago.
Let me ask you a question. Did you kill the other kinfolk that's there?
No,
Good. He's our early warning system.
we figured as much.
To be fair, the last black spiral we had in the area was 4 years ago, but still. We've got around a skull pig once or twice because of him.
Hmm.
You ever dealt with one of those?
No, right?
Nasty beasts. Freaking worm corrupted Gronder.
Hmm.
They're the boar changers. Nasty in a fight. They heal like we do. Stronger than we are.
As it is, the leeches are using the sewers to get around for the most part, and seem to be using human pawns for now. I don't think they're out to kill the people in the bar so much as either start a protection racket or outright drive them off the property.
If it's protection, get her cousin to pay the money. It's the easiest way to deal with them until we can find out more.
It won't be a hard sell.
If it needs to, we can finance it from the sept.
I allowed one of the people who had been sent to succeed with my permission. I covered the money out of my own pocket.
Were you compromised?
No. They just think that I'm a very mentally unhinged criminal.
I mean, we all kind of are, aren't we? And you can tell I'm not going to make him at the check. That is the first smile you've seen out of him outside of those who were paying attention when the double date was going on. I don't have a lot of rules around here, you all. Matter of fact, I don't have any that I've instituted. I have one rule I'm letting everyone know. If a member of this sept requests backup, you give backup. Don't matter if you hate them. I don't care if they just gutted you last night. And I don't care if they stole your mate. You help them. After you finish helping them, if you need to, then you kick their ass.
Understood, right?
This sept is a united front. I need to tell you something too. He's going to look at Featherlight hard.
Keeps it even.
Next time, just ask. And that's all he's going to say.
I will be certain to, Ryan.
Do you want to make me a P&E on that?
With my 2 dice, I would love to.
David can too.
All right. Yeah, I have literally double your dice for this.
Empathy.
People's feelings.
Exactly. Why do you think she's an
And
asshole?
I need to make a manipulation subterfuge check.
You only have to beat one success between the two of us.
I do, with 3 successes. You think now that he's talking about something that has to do. think it has something to do with talking about the contest that's going to go on. You don't think it's in context to what you think it's going on for.
I mean, these two conspiracy theorists,
Like,
pro-
flat,
pro-
flat out, Featherlight can't read them. David's like, he's talking about the contest. Fucker, he heard us.
we'll see. Yeah, there's a lot of like that could have meant many things. Probably the contest, but maybe other
Featherlight's
things.
pretty fucking sure she'd been made, and she can't read anything to tell her otherwise. So she is just so neutrally, so politely, as she's been the whole time. Just I will be sure to. Alpha. Just so fucking polite. I'm not gonna show you a lick of
Yeah.
guilt. Fuck you.
We don't have feelings in this pack. But you may want another drink for the next part.
He sets his glass in front of David,
Yeah, no.
gets up, and takes out what appears to be a green liquid. All right. I will have a little bit of bootlaces make.
David takes what he's offered. When the boss offers you a drink, you take it.
It's a very nice whiskey.
That's lovely.
It's Johnny Walker Blue.
Ooh.
He's spending a gnosis and activating the drink.
David will wait until that's in his system and then say, the man that Miss Elizabeth is currently dating is not, strictly speaking, human.
What?
Immediately after we completed the ice cream factory mission, he baited us pretending to be a common witness. I don't know why he thought this was the best way to make contact with us, but it ended in me running his car off the road and dragging him out of the wreckage.
There's just this brief, satisfied look on Featherlight's face, like, yes.
Featherlight examined him as best she could and has found many abnormalities radiating off of him and within him. Shortly put, he is likely the reason for unrest in Canyon City and claims to have been cursed by the Morgan.
So kill
Also
him.
claims, unfortunately, is effectively immortal as a result.
I twitch.
He personally believes his immortality is linked to a worm spirit that fits the description of what's haunting the salt mines, and ultimately believes that only upon its defeat and the literal feeding of a human soul to the Morgan can he die, which he more than wants to do.
The Morgan. That's a totem of the Fianna, isn't it?
Yes, Ryan.
Stag's Brood.
We are skeptical about the part involving a human soul, but
There is also a point of concern in the nature of the curse. It is very hard to say that it is tied to a healthy reflection of any tribal spirit. Right.
All right. Well, first things first. See if it's actually true. Trust but verify.
There has been the slight complication, right? The fact that there does. Well, I cannot pinpoint the origin, and I don't know if it will be complicated by killing him and prompting some sort of resurrection. There is a tingle of worm taint to the whole thing. And until I know which aspect of this situation it's coming from, I can't do away with it. I don't know what to target.
Well, there's an easy way to verify his story. Summon the Morgan.
the Shadow Lord and the Octana look at each other in this moment.
The Octana looks at the Octana summoning the Fianna spirit. just so comfortable right now. The whole idea. Just I will take it to the right master. Right.
Oh, you ain't doing it on Sept. He just looks at you hard. You are not doing that on Sept.
And where would you suggest that I do it, Ryan?
I'd suggest you do it in the Umbra, and I'd suggest you do it in a place closest to the idea of the Morrigan. He opens up a file cabinet and goes, no, 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 no. And throws a file across the room. It narrowly misses David's head, even though it doesn't look like he was trying to aim for David. It's just like this thick, like college medical textbook level thing. Slams that door, opens another. Yeah. Hey. All right. My notes here say it's a spirit of sex and death.
If you know what you see this exact expression in real time, just why do you have to hurt me? The expression.
So my advice would either be to summon it in a place where people have a lot of sex or people die a lot, like a hospital. Or maybe a graveyard.
Potentially an old
Or
battleground
acid
is more
pizza.
suited.
What about acid pizza?
Oh. People tend to have sex and die there a lot.
Blank.
Oh, so that's what that flavor is.
Yeah.
I got a delivery from them not long ago. Yeah, from Denver. Think about that.
Yeah. David's just like saying, like,
I think perhaps are there any old burial grounds that are not linked tightly to my tribe nearby? Just in case the obvious needed to be said, because let's face it, even Featherlight's getting a little tense. It's still a full moon. She may be a fucking Thayard, but fuck.
Aren't you happy now there's that +2 difficulty to rage checks in here?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I am.
David just looks at Featherlight. Look, we're near two cities. They're going to be graveyards.
Matter of fact, there's a big graveyard in Canyon City.
Canyons are best bet.
But if you really need a really big one, there is a graveyard that would probably be prime fucking real estate for it over off of Fort Carson. But then you got to deal with those spirits there too. And I guarantee you there are dogs of war on that land.
We'll start with Canyon City.
Bring a good offering is my advice. Here, something to help you out temporarily. I want it back. He's going to reach into his desk, which is a bigger space than you really think it is. Like kind of like how Bootlace's den is way bigger because he's got Bride of the Cardboard Palace on it continuously. He reaches down in there and ends up sticking his head in there, his arm in there, and most of his upper body in there. And it's only like a fucking filing cabinet size thing.
That seems fine.
And then pulls out like a camping pack and just tosses it in Featherlight's general direction.
She'll snatch it out of the air.
It's a magpie swag. I'm loaning it to you.
Much appreciated, Ryan. She knows, like, she catches it, and especially he clarifies, and she starts just very politely, just smoothing it out like it's the most valuable thing ever. And oh, how dare I catch it so roughly? Kind of like, oh yes, be happy.
I want it back clean,
Of course.
but
Right.
only until you make your own. A pack always needs a magpie swag, even if it's just one.
Not of agreement.
Feel free to add that to your character sheet.
Ooh, I will do that right now, so I don't forget.
Is there anything else? 1, 2.
No, Raya, that sums up the issues so far.
All right. Now I'm gonna hit you with something you may not like to hear.
If it prepares himself.
I'm going to ask that at least for the next couple of months, don't work with Tiffany Lundgren. I'm not going to make you not do it. I'll pay you the same wages she was paying. Don't work with her. There's a point being made, and part of that point is why Mato is here now. There's Fenrir business going on. I don't want you caught in the crossfire.
Very well, Raya.
She may take big offense to this, and if it costs you a friend, I'm sorry. But trust me, it's for your own good. Last thing you want to do is be on the bad side of a camp of Fenrir. And he's going to turn around, get up, reach into a closet, and just pull out a rifle. Like, just, buh! It's as tall as he
Like,
fucking is.
guns.
He checks it, makes sure it's not loaded. Empties out a magazine, which is almost as big as his fucking forearm. Does David know anything about firearms?
Is like, I want to say it's like firearms too.
Make me a perception firearms check.
Okay. Let me make sure that it's like 2 and not 3. I need to look anyway. So, okay. It's not the biggest pool. David's a slapper, not a lover. 1.
Okay, so this is where I tell Bob, hey, Bob, that thing
Yeah.
is big enough to shoot 50 cal rounds
Oh boy.
from magazines, not single load. It's
Wow.
big enough to accommodate a Krenos and probably needs a Krenos strength to use without blowing an arm off.
You probably.
I've got some practice to do tonight. I've got a still calligraphy worked on a magazine for me. It's only supposed to sound as loud as a 9mm that's been silenced. Whatever I'm taking down with this, or I should say, if we're having to deal with thunderworms that are drones, I don't want it to see or hear me coming.
Understood, Ryan.
There'll be a firearms course here in a few weeks. A good one. It'll be a weekend affair. I want all of you there. Yes, even you, Featherlight.
Blink.
Just because you're a metis doesn't mean you don't need to get acquainted with the abilities that humans have made over time. I.e., he says he wants you to know how to shoot, at least basically. Like the idea.
How to not shoot myself in the face.
Basically,
Hmm.
how to not load a magazine backwards.
Hmm. She just kind of like she pulls a little bit of an awkward expression because let's face it, she knows how to stab someone. She does love shivving people and herself periodically. But guns,
See,
okay, Dad. Ugh.
when you say that, he turns it
Essentially.
around. He turns it around and reaches back into the closet and affixes something to it. He affixes a goddamn bayonet to it the size of a longsword.
I wasn't necessarily saying she said it aloud, but it's clear on her face, and it's
Oh,
just
I
one of
know.
those like, oh.
I know. He affixes a bayonet to it.
Yeah, David's just staring at this ever elongating weapon.
He then puts on a scope onto it that you swear to God you could see a crater on the moon with it. And then finally puts a silencer on the end of it that adds another 3 feet to it. As he has to
So-
shift up to Glabro to hold onto it.
Yeah, and then when these two Fosterers just silently watching him assemble a halberd of doom.
As he says, "This is my baby. I call her Donkey. Don't know why I call her Donkey?
Because she kicks like a mule rat.
Yeah. You want to give her a shot?
Just gonna roll a thing real fast.
Sure.
It's the I'm not making a bitch face roll. Which
Meanwhile,
is
David
not
just
my
Apparent
strongest
subterfuge?
pull. Exactly. I had to
love
check and see what my dots were.
I love
It's
it.
the
Subterfuge.
I'm. Oh,
Hot
she's
shit.
she's doing pretty good at the I'm not making a bitch face when you sit there and literally stand next to me and say it kicks like a mule. Just nope, everything's
David,
fine.
I mean, does she need to make a rage check?
In David's case, no. If someone else had said it, especially during a full moon, maybe. But she and David are pretty chill, and she knows he's not saying it to piss her off. It's not directed at her. It's quoting a metaphor, but it's still one of those things where she's just like, "Yep, yeah, you didn't even realize you said it, did you? I'm not. I'll save this for later."
He directs you outside and just literally puts the thing in your hands, and I swear to you, it weighs 90 pounds.
David has to take Glabro to fucking deal with that. Even David has to take Glabro to fucking deal with this monster.
If you look through the scope, you can see clearly for like half a mile. Oh, you look at the moon?
No, he's not going to point that at Mother Luna.
I mean, you totally could. You'd be making a perception alertness check to notice anything, and they're in difficulty too.
Fuck it. Kid looks through it, and the moon just flips him off. Like, dare you point that at me? But
No, like you point it at something if you look through it, and like you can see ants crawling on a tree like a quarter mile away.
Oh God. Yeah, he just got this thing now.
Give it a shot. He kind of points over toward the water.
All right,
You're not going to hurt anything there except a fish, maybe.
David will do it.
All right.
He says that.
Wait.
and there's just the
First.
idle comment. I like fish.
First, make me your dexterity firearms check.
David's getting on the fucking ground to do this. I don't know if he's not crazy.
That's fine. Make me a dexterity firearms check.
All right.
It's difficulty 4 to shoot with
Jesus.
this thing.
All right. Yep. He hits what he's aiming at.
He hits it spot on. There's no trouble. Like there's a deviation of maybe a foot from where he was aiming at,
Mm-hmm.
but this thing holds true really well. Now I want you to soak me. Six bashing.
All right.
Jesus. It's a good thing you do this in Glabro, otherwise you'll cripple yourself in no time flat.
I soak most of it.
You take 2 bashing to the shoulders, like, Puh!
I have tough as nails. I take one.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Ha-ha!
Yes, you take a bashing as it just cooks in. You can feel it in your collarbone.
Oh, yeah, you can still feel the kinetic force. Just
Gives you an
You just-
idea.
kind of.
Just because he soaked it doesn't mean it wasn't there.
He does that whole thing to just. Mm-hmm.
And
Gets up.
even with the silencer, because he doesn't have the new stuff yet, it lets out a crack that can be heard forever. It's almost like if you've been around military shelling very distantly.
Nah.
And it might come to you guys' mind that you heard that not that long ago.
Aha!
What David will do
Shit.
is before he starts slinging this thing around, he will place it on safe and fully unload it, and then hand it back, and then
He'll
the
nod.
bullets.
He'll nod. Cool. Yeah, I pack those things myself. If I bought them, they'd be like $35 a shell.
I see.
You all right? Didn't dislocate.
Yes, right.
you?
No, it's still. He kind of moves it, and there's the click, and he's like, "Oh."
Featherlight again helpfully weighs in from like offside with the background like peanut gallery comment of
Featherlight,
I find he's quite
I want you to
sturdy.
take a shot too. I want to see where I'm sitting with this.
There's
I'll
a
guide you
skeptical
through it.
glance. I go, you oh god.
David just backs away.
She wants to be sassy, but he's literally the alpha. So it's like she rolls the glance over and it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, David just backs away from Featherlight.
All right. This is where he makes a charisma leadership check. Because he's going to guide her through this.
Oh Jesus. I hope it gives me some firearms dice, because otherwise this is gonna end in tragedy.
Three successes. So I'm going to take away the penalty for not being skilled in firearms. As
So
he
I'm gonna
says,
get my dex on this.
first assume the war form.
Oh, she's in it.
Lay your belly on the ground. And he's going to kind of put the gun in the right position. As it's, if when you shot a gun for the first time, it's kind of awkward how you tuck it into your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that more so as he himself is in Glabro, kind of pushing it in the right. No, not there. There. Hold it there. Look in the scope.
Yeah, this is a whole brave new world of fucking shenanigans. And
Now-
she's trying to get her head tipped around to where that's practical, not move it off of that part on her shoulder, and still sitting there kind of just ruffled over the whole, like, okay, now belly down, and she's just like, oh, no, that one's familiar too. Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Now, there's a log floating in that pond over there. Do you see it? It'll take her a minute, but she'll be able to find it.
It takes an embarrassing amount of time, but finally she kind of freezes up like, haha,
All
I have
right.
it. And if she moves, it'll get away. So
Now,
let's try.
I want you to keep that eye looking in the scope open. Breathe. Watch how the target moves up and down with it. When you're ready to fire, exhale, then squeeze the trigger even after the bullet is fired. It's going to kick back some, but it won't hit you in the eye. Don't be worried about that. It will hurt, but just breathe. Take your time. And basically what he's doing is he is guiding you through it until you get three dice from aiming.
Oh, bless his fucking heart.
All right. Now, dexterity check, difficulty 4.
Plus 3 dice for aiming.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying, with the 3 dice.
Hot. So, ding.
Hot shit.
Yay!
That's
Diff
5
4 hard to
successes.
miss.
All right, now here's where you get the scary thing, because I didn't tell you how much dice this did earlier. Do your rollover plus 9.
That seems fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 9 plus 4 is 13. This is the part where I laugh. Lol. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
As you
Oh,
hear
no,
that
the-
same crack again, as David can see where she was pointing at and just see fucking splinters go flying. As now, soak me 6 levels of bashing.
And now the soak. 1, 2, 3.
All right, so
not
3
shoddy.
levels of bashing. So it's basically like a hard bruise, just
Slams back into the shoulder.
Yep.
There's probably the completely just thoughtless grunt as that thing just dung into her shoulder.
Eh,
She finally, quickly lets go of it and then just kind of slithers back from it like it better just yeah.
she's not a bad shot. 1-2.
He smiles. This is good. We have shown competence in front of the alpha. Yes, let me twirl my mustache.
Featherlight like doing the little Cobra dance, like yeah, it bit me. Don't like nah.
By the
Not
time
exactly that, but she's it's one of those things where she gets back and is like, okay, well, I did the thing and that's good, and I'm watching you. You
I'm
can't
going to give you a personal lesson if you do that good at the training class. Might even be able to pull off a trick shot eventually. And he'll wink at her.
Just David in the pack link. Think of it as learning the secrets of gun.
She just did the pack link going, I don't want the secrets of gun.
You will get the secrets
she
of
sounds
gun.
like a fucking 5-year-old. I don't want the secrets of gun.
Too fucking bad.
I want the secrets on his computer, not the secrets of gun. And the secrets of what are in his desk.
The secrets of gun are the key to secrets of computer.
No, they're not. They are not even the same. The spirits are
Friendship.
completely different.
Friendship, Featherlight. You make friends with people and they tell you things.
I thought we just had a mutual understanding. Why do you
We're
have to make
on
this
a
complicated, David?
friendship, Featherlight. The SS get along.
I don't like it. I want off.
Too fucking bad.
You know what I feel bad is, Heather, are you still awake?
You should be, because we're cutting back to her
Yep,
now.
yep, I'm
because
still here.
Alpha's ended.
It's been a minute.
This is. Oh,
Mary has been crying, and she's not been making any sense, because like she's saying, like, I can't believe I did that to him. He's never gonna forgive me. God, I shouldn't have done it again.
What? Okay. Why don't you and I go someplace more private where we can talk? Okay?
We can talk in here. It's okay.
Are you sure? We could go up to your room.
You're in her room at this point.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Totally. Okay. Jacqueline, you know what? Jacqueline, she's gonna make sure the door's closed.
Oh, it is. And you can actually see there's a little soundproofing to it. Not a lot, but there's a little bit to it. Like there's those eggshell-like things that are there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, Mary, tell me what happened. Okay?
So we're having a fight about what we always fight about. I told him that I wanted to have kids. And he's not ready. I don't get it. He can run a sept. He can lead a pack. He can deal with cubs. He can deal with kin. He can't deal with... It scares him. And then I make it worse by hitting him.
There's Jacqueline looks like, oh. Okay.
Yeah, Heather. What's Jacqueline think about that?
Jacqueline is stunned.
Jacqueline thinks that bitch is lucky to be alive.
Like, yeah, like you just like, okay, you hit the alpha, who I'm pretty sure is a Galliard on a full moon, and yet you're alive. This seems fine.
Jack's never hurt me a day in my life. He's never even hurt me by accident. I couldn't help it. It just... I felt so angry.
Harry.
It's like every dark thing I could think came out all at once.
Harry. Huh? Has this happened before?
Once or twice. and he's always forgiven me, but
This has been. It happens occasionally during all the years you've been together?
yeah,
Well, I mean, if it's just once or twice spaced out over so many years.
it's always silly because usually within within a few months of me doing it, oh, my husband just takes on more responsibility and goes up a rank. He can deal with the responsibility of being an Adrian and just. And then the crying in the shoulder begins again.
Okay, there is. Yeah, no, this is like Jacqueline is like more comfortably sympathetic now that she's not caught totally off guard by the crying, and she'll just kind of rub Mary's back, let her cry it out.
She actually cries herself out into sleep.
Oh dear. Okay, well this she's gonna file this information away for later if it's needed.
We can fast forward to Featherlight having learned the rite of summoning. I can go that with you privately, the way he teaches it. I'm trying to wrap up a little. But you guys are on the way home. It snow's falling again, and it's falling pretty heavy. Gives plenty of time while you're driving safely to talk about anything you may need to talk about tonight.
So, how did it go with the alpha?
Surprisingly well.
Yeah.
We've got a few assignments. Everybody gets to play with guns later. Enjoy that. We're going to be summoning the Morgan to ask them a little more directly about this whole situation with Mr. Won't Die. And frankly, just to satisfy my own curiosity and frustration, I might invite him to let me test that theory on him violently. But other than that, Pueblo is our problem. Now, in a very official sense, PAX got moved around. So Pueblo and Canyon City are both our issue.
Okay.
I think maybe the Alpha figured out what we did, but he's not pressing on our dicks about it, so we're just gonna be happy with that. That he probably figured it out and decided not to kick our dicks in. Other than that, people are generally upset about life and things, and everything is terrifying in this great big world, and we have a lot of killing to do. Oh, word did come down about the whole issue in La Muerta.
Yeah.
Basically, we're going to keep an eye on this. We're going to figure out everything we can figure out about these leeches. Full stop. However, if they're not being directly driven off their land, if this is just some sort of protection racket, to keep things copacetic while we do our research on how to properly kill these people, the Sept will cover any losses the business incurs paying these guys off. Think of it as a down payment on their heads. I will need your help selling him on the idea. He seems like a very proud man.
I think I can sell him on it. Yeah.
But we will figure out the reality first because we don't know it's a protection racket. It just smells like one.
This is the part that I find particularly troubling.
What?
If it was about the money and not paying for protection, why
Yeah.
burn the money? Why not trash the place and take the money? Or rough someone up and take the money? Why burn the money?
Send a message. I mean, think of it as a spectacle. Their money's forcibly taken from them. They do get banged up in the process because I mean, just look at what Joker looked like.
Yeah.
And then their money, their property, is burnt on their very doorstep after being wrenched out of their hands. That is a pretty flashy way of getting the point across.
And a first step that keeps the business earning money so that they can keep paying you for not burning the money that they make.
Whereas if you destroy every inch of the place, it makes it harder for them to pony up, doesn't it?
Mhm. And if you come in and you bust up the staff, well, it's
They
gonna,
can't work, can they?
yeah. It does make a certain amount of sense from that perspective, but
Oh, it's shitty. I'm not happy about it.
something
But
there's just something bugging me about the whole thing.
oh, it's fucking weird. It is weird even by my standards.
That guy in the suit,
Probably came in, said some things along the lines of, man, it would be unfortunate if XYZ happened. Walked out. Thugs arrive. The XYZ.
hmm,
We will get the full story from Joker. We will get the measure of the situation. There's a lot we don't know but need to know.
I'm gonna try.
Meanwhile, I am personally upset about some things.
Do tell.
The Alpha personally asked me to stop doing business with Tiffany, even offered to pay me out of his own pocket.
Really?
Something about get offender's politics. Now, I, of course, will stop doing business with Tiffany because while it wasn't an order, it was couched as a not quite order, but pretty much an order. You know, one of those polite suggestions. However, Tiffany's been very, very good to me. And what do I value, Jacqueline Featherlight?
Ah, you
Starts
value.
with an L.
Loyalty. Of course.
Yes.
So I will when the time is right because I have business in Canyon anyway. And I will have to come in to let her know I can't come in for a while. Sit down and have a chat with my friend Tiffany about what is going on because I value loyalty. And I want her to know that even if I do have to lie low for a while, I am still her friend. And I would very much like to help her.
You should treat her to breakfast.
We'll see. But that is for another time. For now, we are going to go home and get some sleep.
How was he when you spoke with him?
Calmer.
Calmer.
Something about his place, man. Even chilled me out.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't start that way. He was having a big old hullabaloo outside his house, but he got in the house and we got in and he was a lot better.
Good. Good.
And we are here, and I'm going to bed.
And it's from there we can wrap up this little side adventure once again for the Sept of the Rising Valley and Rage Across the 90s. So to all out there in this wild world of cyberspace, have a good night, have a good morning, and have a good day.